everyone, welcome to the Sugar and Crumbs Kitchen. Well, it's me and Natalie and I, that's the way I should say it, in the kitchen. So any of you don't know Natalie Porter, and I can't believe that you don't know her, you need to get to know this girl now. She is amazing. And I feel as though we're best buddies and roomies, because how long have you stayed here?
Oh, I've been here since Friday.
Friday.
I don't know, home away from home.
Yeah, 4th trip up this year, so I'll start charging her rent soon. So. Anyhow, Natalie Porter, we are ever so pleased that she has agreed to stay to do a class tonight. So she's done a full class this weekend, which was fabulous. You'll have seen it shared on our social media. You'll see the other ladies who were in the class who shared it, and they made this most beautiful cake.
They did fantastically well. So if any of you guys are watching, it was, if you're not sick of me already, you did such a good job. Such a good job.
And don't think you can't do it, because it's amazing. When you come on Natalie's class, she is so patient and she shows you everything, hints, tips, tricks, colouring, all sorts of things. You don't just learn how to make roses, you learn how to colour properly, and that's the secret to everything. Okay, and then earlier on in the year, Natalie came and did this class as well. All her cakes are my favourite, by the way. She does this cake, which is absolutely beautiful. Yeah, credit where credit's due. They are amazing. So I don't know what you think of this. So this, what was this one called again?
Greenery. This is
Greenery.
It's got a special place in my heart, that one.
Yeah. So anyhow, so I've just talked through that a little bit, just while the audience grows. So I'm just going to say hello to Laura. Laura's in the kitchen tonight.
Hi.
Hi, Laura.
Hi.
And Shelley is in the kitchen as well, back off her holidays. So Shelley's raring to go. She's going to be filming Natalie. So I just want Laura to do some shout outs first, and then we'll tell you what we're doing.
Yes, so hi everyone, welcome to the Facebook Live. Thanks for joining us as always.
You see us? I know Natalie like that. You know, don't start gurning.
I don't know what to do with my hands.
It's really funny. Sorry to interrupt you, Laura, but it's really funny, isn't it, when we have a guest on? I'm there chatting away, and the guest doesn't realise that you can see the guest, but the guest doesn't. So they're sat there like that. She's going on again.
You never know what
to
do.
But you see us both. With the amount of time and the guest like that, you can see him like that, looking around the kitchen. Who was it? We had on somebody the other week. They were like this, looking around the kitchen. Not any interest in what I had to say.
Saying that, when my sister got married last year, she made the mistake. She got us dresses, her gorgeous dresses that had pockets.
Oh.
So then, literally halfway through her wedding, I stood a foot away from the altar, and her and Sam were doing their thing. And one of my mum's friends was like kicking me in the back of the heels because I'm stood there with my hands in my pockets, slouched in the background of my wedding photo. So it's not just you.
But it is funny, Dick, because when I watch lives back and I think, what's she doing? Not you, but all our guests. And I don't think they realise. I think because I'm talking, they think that they're not in shot. So let's get back to you, Laura. Sorry.
It's all right. I was just going to say, if anyone's new to watching us on the Facebook Live page this evening, just say hi, introduce yourself. We're a really friendly bunch, as well as our community page. If you've got any questions that are relevant to tonight's live, feel free to ask them. We don't always manage to get through them just because the feed moves very quickly, but our audience who watch are great, and they will jump in and help where they can. And also, if we don't get round to your comment, we will go through them when we're finished the next day normally, just because it's normally quite late. So we'll go through the next day and answer anything we've missed. If you're interested in purchasing any of the items that Natalie's using this evening, just head over to the Sugar and Crumbs website, so it's sugarandcrumbs.co.uk. We have got a Facebook Live must-haves link, so everything that Natalie's using will be found in there, and it's easier to shop. Alternatively, you can shop by brand or use the search function at the top. If you miss any of the live tonight, or you can't stay for the whole session, don't worry, because you can catch up when we're finished. So the live gets pinned to the top of the Facebook page when we're done, and it also gets transferred over to YouTube as well. Like Carol mentioned earlier, Shelley's in the kitchen, and you'll see Shelley hovering over Natalie's shoulder.
She's drinking the water ready.
She's getting prepared. But Shelley and Maria make these fantastic 1-minute videos, so they also get transferred over to the Facebook and YouTube page, and it's all the really important bits all squished into a minute video, so they are fantastic to watch. So yeah, the audience is growing nicely. Just a few hellos. So we've got, as usual, Rob Allen. Karen's watching from the office. Hi, Karen. Karen's mum's Iris is watching as well. So hi to everybody. And there's a few ladies that have been on the classes as well. And George's class this weekend. So hi to everyone who's watching.
Oh, fantastic. What about the new ones?
The newbies,
yes.
Say hi. just say hi. No, it's really nice to hear, to see that we've got new audience members. It is really nice to see that, you know, new people join us.
I love it when Laura speaks. I love her doing the whole spiel. Doesn't she do it so nice? And so many of you love Laura's voice. I get so many of you writing me an email going, I love Laura's voice. So, otherwise, she could have had John last night who says no. Wasn't he funny? Says nothing.
One extreme to the other.
Exactly. So in the kitchen, so for you newbies, if you haven't watched us before, you really do want to watch this demo. It's a fantastic demo. For you guys who have got this bundle already, I know that you can't get enough of it. You like to watch it again and again, mainly just for like bits of refreshers. And some of you have got this bundle and never used it, so we're encouraging you to get it out the cupboard, okay, and get it used. And some of you will want to buy it. Now it's on our website. All you need to do is put in the search Rapid Rose or go to the Facebook Lives must-haves, okay? It comes as a complete bundle. We used to sell it separated, but it becomes all confusing separated, and the best way to sell it is you'll buy a bit and you'll want the rest. So we just sell it as one whole complete bundle. We're going to talk you through that in a minute, okay? I'm going to get Natalie to talk you through. We'll break the bundle through. I'm not going to do it. We're going to show you how to make a couple of these roses, okay? So we're going to make a rose and we're going to make a peony, aren't we? Tonight we're going to keep it simple. So normally we get giddy and we start talking about colours and blending and we start putting it on the cake. Tonight is about how to make a rose, how to make a peony. Let's start from there, yeah? Okay, and then what I want to do is talk about is that so many of you love to come on Natalie's classes. I'm going to get the calendar organised in the next 2 weeks. I'm going to get a chance for Natalie to go home, get herself sorted out, because we have got a busy 2 weeks ahead of us now because it's showtime, isn't it? Cake and bake.
Yes.
So we've got cake and bake happening in London, so it's a bit madness for that. But in that time, I want Natalie to get a calendar ready about what we're going to do for next year, and what Georgie Godbold is going to come back and she's going to do a couple of classes, and we'll sort all the calendar out. So in the next 2 to 4 weeks, we should have all the calendar sorted out for next year, which gives you plenty of time to start telling all your family and friends you want vouchers to put towards your classes.
To that end, actually, if you want to do this class again, so I've done this one. Oh, there he is. So I've done this one up at the Sugar and Crumbs Kitchen twice already. If there's more of you that would like to do it, let us know.
We can do it again next year, can't we?
And then we'll know which one it's best to run, because of
Yeah.
course, you know, I'll come and teach the class that everybody wants to do. So if this is the one, let us know and we'll make sure that we get the dates for that booked in.
She's trying to get the one out that I want to do. I want us to do this one. By the way, Natalie has a fabulous book. It's worth buying just to look at the front cover. I just love looking at the front cover. Isn't it? Cover. Isn't it so pretty? I absolutely love it. In here is everything you need to know. What Natalie shows you, everything. It's so well illustrated and well documented. You'll just love reading it. She just makes it so easy. But I want her to come get those thumbs going. Where is it? Do you know where it is?
So this peachy bit here.
Sorry, we should be
It's alright, just whilst you're doing that, there's a couple of people asking about where to book the classes. They're all on the Sugar and Crumbs website.
Yeah.
So you can book them directly via the Sugar and Crumbs website.
But Natalie's classes are finished now, and Georgie's are. So why I'm telling you is, when you come to the classes section, their next year classes are not on. Just be patient. I'm hoping to get them on in the next 2 to 3 weeks, maximum 4 weeks. But the girls need to get home, sort their own. We can't swear it's
Self out.
Self
out.
Okay. Get their own calendars. Make sure they don't cross anything with any other shows or other bits of things, and then we'll get the diary sorted out. But I would really like, which camera should we go under, Laura? This one?
Yes.
Or this one?
Oh,
sorry.
No, this
one.
one, but just come towards me a little bit. Come forward. Bit more. That's it. Yeah.
I want her to do this one. I think it's beautiful. I just love it. I don't know whether because it's pink, but I've seen this cake in the flesh. And Natalie will tell you this without a word of a lie. Last year I was on your stand, wasn't I, in Birmingham? And I went, oh my God, Natalie, you have to do that one, didn't I? You all didn't, Laura.
Yeah,
If you give up with me,
yeah.
I didn't.
It's fine.
So should we do a picture of that close-up one there?
No, it doesn't capture it very well because it's very pale close.
Oh, right. Okay.
That's all.
Well, anyhow, it's beautiful.
It's
So, and when I saw it at the show, and I was like, Natalie, you've got to do this one. It's not your favourite one,
I
is it?
know, I like the bright colours.
Yeah, but I like this one.
But no,
Go on, Laura.
Nothing.
Right. Okay, so the book you can buy on the website as well. It's £20. So that's on the website, so it gives you a starter. So if you are buying this bundle, okay, so if you want to buy this bundle, then you can buy the book as well, okay? So have we got the camera gone down?
No, I'm just checking it's the right way around.
Ah, right,
That's
okay
all.
then, no worries. Right, okay then, so let me put that there to one side because Natalie can go through that in a minute. And then I just want to show you this little witch that Georgie made last night. How cute is she? Isn't she? And a little broomstick. We ran over time because it was only going to be meant to be a quick little live, and before we knew it, it was over an hour. So it isn't quite finished. Georgie on our website has 2 books as well. So if you want to buy her books, just go into the search. In fact, they're in the wish list as well. So they're in the wish list if you want to buy them. And they're great, fun little characters. There's loads. There's 20 in each book. She gave you a set last night, didn't she? And they're cute. Yeah.
Lovely.
And they're so easy. Once you know how to make them, they're so easy, and then you then become really inventive. So if you didn't watch last night's live, it's on our page. I think it's being uploaded to YouTube today, and then you'll be. Or was it uploaded? Was it uploaded today?
Yeah,
It was.
we saw it today,
Yeah. So there you go. Goody good. You can watch that. Right. So there. Let's put that there. What else do I need to tell you about? Oh, last thing on classes. Last thing on classes. So sorry. Sorry to move your roses because of how beautiful they are. But Laura, can we see that?
Yeah.
So we've got the Queen of Hearts in.
We could.
We could.
Until you moved it.
Sorry. Sorry. So we've got the Queen of Hearts in on Saturday and Sunday. Now there is places available. Now the class that is my all-time favourite is the Floral class. Okay, so if you want to book on this Floral class, get on it as fast as you can. Now it'll be the last time the girls come up here this year, and I'm not sure how they're fixed for next year either, because they've got loads of events on. Those girls travel worldwide, and they're mainly over in Asia and Australia. That's where a lot of their classes are. Dubai, aren't they? So they're really well known in those countries. But Valerie and Christina, 2 fantastic ladies, they've always got a massive big display at Cake International as well. And if you want to know how to use buttercream properly, pipe beautifully, then this is the class to come on. So don't feel it's too late. It's on the website, it's ready to go, and you learn to make 18 different flowers. So where can you learn to make 18 different flowers in one session? Yeah. It's fantastic. And you go home and they're all cake and you can eat them. You'll never want to eat them. Look, these are mine. But 2 years ago. Rock hard. Look at that. So rock hard. You won't want to eat them, you'll want to save them, but they are fantastic. So you'll always be able to scoff a few while you're here as well, so don't worry about that. We can always feed you on plenty of cake. So if you can get on that class, don't be shy, get on it, it's well worth it, and you'll thank yourself for it. If anything, when we do a live next Monday, you'll kick yourself that you didn't do it. And you'll kick yourself when you see the other ladies that they've done it. You'll be there going, I wish we'd done it. So you know what? Grab your pennies, do what you can and get booked on that class. So Natalie, I'm going to hand over to you.
Cool.
I bet you're glad of that, aren't you? How long's that taken an hour, all that intro going on with yourself?
It's all right.
Right, let's bring your stuff back. Get your cup of coffee. We're all right. Brilliant. Good. Super.
Right. Cool.
Ready to go?
Yeah. What am I doing? Okay, this. I was going to show you guys this. So it is the Rose and Peony bundle, and it has got in it absolutely everything that you need to make roses and peonies. So I was just going to talk you through the different bits and pieces. You have got. Is that all right if I lay them out?
Absolutely.
That's the best thing. This is what they do on YouTube, isn't it? Like an unboxing. You know,
Yes.
the kids and their Lego kits. And
Kids
stuff.
get obsessed with it, don't they?
Yeah,
It's
they
crazy.
do.
Yeah.
It's incredible how much children will watch other children playing with toys for entertainment.
Yeah,
instead of
totally.
having the toys themselves. Kids are weird.
Yep.
I'm just going to find a non-squeaky chair. I always get the squeaky one. It's probably that I'm overweight.
No,
it's always
we-
squeaky.
there is a really bad squeaky chair.
Squeaky one. So I'm just going to do a taste chair test.
We're okay.
It's okay. First one. Right. Okay.
So yes, you get your Rapid Rose pad. This is the absolute most important bit. It is my little green baby, and this is the thing that makes everything else work. So you'll see that in action in just a
Have you
moment.
got a loose one there so you can show?
I sure do. It's like this out of the packet, and yeah, you'll see me using that. In
And
just
it's
a
amazing
moment.
how that does really help.
Oh yeah, it's definitely it's the linchpin. So for your roses, you've got 2 sets of cutters, like so. And then we've got the peony cutters, just there. And then just to make sure that you've got everything you need, there is a water pen as well. You'll see me using that in a minute. They are the best thing in the world ever.
Pull that up. Yeah.
They're so useful. And then, because we love you and we are gluttons for punishment, me and Chris, you also get these 2 little packets of butter.
That's your favourite job, that one, isn't it?
Yeah, so I'll show you those out of the packet in a bit. We sit and stick them together for you so that you've got in here everything you need. The only other thing you need other than the kit is some flour paste and a rolling pin. That is it.
And what flour paste would you recommend?
So I tend to use Squire's flour paste. However, shall I talk?
Oh look, she's getting used to it now, Laura.
Yeah, so I tend to use Squire's flour paste, and I've got some here. And this one. You can get it in smaller packets, or you can buy it by the kilo. I tend to buy it by the kilo because, as you can imagine, I go through it and then I just colour it up as I go. And these are good packets actually. You can reseal them, and it will keep them. Will keep it fresh. It's been a long weekend.
It's all right, don't worry.
So
we get it. We're all knackered, aren't we?
That's it. So no, that's the one that I like. However, there are lots of different brands of flour paste, and I think the thing is, if you don't get on with this one, or there's a different one you don't get on with, try another one. That's why there's so many. It depends on the weather, your hands, how hot your hands are, sweaty your hands are, cold your hands are, what your house is like, because some older houses are damper than some of the more modern ones, whatever. You might like a different one to use in the summer and a different one that you use in the winter. It's an individual thing, like with all these things, like with sugar paste as well, isn't it? Some people love this one, some love that one, whatever.
Yeah, it's all personal choice.
So give it a go. Treat yourself to 2 or 3 packets and whatnot, and test them all and see which one your favourite is. For me, like I said, it's Squire's, and that is mostly because it's what I used when I was sort of teaching myself. So I've been using it for 10 years, and I think
that's the other thing as well. I think it's what you get used to, isn't it? What you like. So there's no right or wrong, guys, but if you've never used a paste, I'd certainly give Squire's a go because it is really very, very good. I like the Renshaw flour modelling paste as well. I find that very good, and we have a couple of people who come in and recommend that. The pasta di Flores I probably wouldn't recommend for the cutters, simply because it's a paste that's meant to be rolled very, very fine, and it's for hand making your flowers as well. So it works with other cutters, but I probably wouldn't use it on this cutter set. You don't feel it's the right one for this cutter?
No, it just you'll see when I do it. You need something with a bit of strength in it. So some of those.
The pasta di Flores is is meant to move, so you've got time. Where the Squire's set's very fast, the pasta di Flores has time for movement, and it doesn't ever dry rock hard. Even a week or 2 later, you could still nip it in if you wasn't quite happy with it.
It's not, like you said, it's not right or wrong, it's just different. But I've been doing these, I've been so used to I'm used to that.
Those are like China, aren't they?
It freaks me out when they're not like this, but that's just because of what I'm used to. So
exactly.
Have a go with a couple of different ones and see how you get on. That's everything you get in your kit. So like I said, your bundle, rolling pin and some flour paste, and you are good to go. Now it does also, I should say, when you open this and this, you will see a little link and a password so that you can come onto my website and download a tutorial that's going to walk you step by step through what we do. And I find that I think lots of people have had the most success if they've used these little videos and the tutorial together, because there's certain things that it's easier to see and process when it's written down. Other things it's better in a video, so the two together. Any problems with that, you can give me a shout and I'll help you with the download and stuff. And of course, like Carol said, it's all in my book as well.
Absolutely.
In lots of detail, so that'll take you. And what I just wanted to show you quickly, because this is one of those things that I think it's easy to get in a pickle with. So these are my ones here. So you get a set of 6, I'll put them up there, so 6 cutters. The way that I do them, and you'll see this in just a minute, I only use 1 cutter to make each rose. It's the same cutter for each row of petals. So for example, this rose here, I have made with that cutter, and it's only that cutter. You're not making them incrementally bigger.
Oh, right. So if you wanted to make a giant rose, you'd only use the big one?
Just this one.
Oh, what are we going to make today then? Can we make a big one?
Yeah, we can make a big one.
Let's make a big one, because we've never really made a big one, have we?
Yeah, and I've got plenty of buds.
Yeah.
So yes,
Oh, that'd be exciting. You got wedding cakes to stick it on?
No, I'm not doing my brother's. It's being done and dusted. Done and dusted. That responsibility has been taken away.
That's a good thing. Take that pressure away. You
No.
can go get drunk at the party.
No.
Oh, sorry. They're probably missing out on the conversation. So in October, Laura is off to her brother's wedding, so she won't be at Cake and Bake. So I was just saying, oh, we could stick it on the wedding cakes, because thankfully she says she's got no responsibility, which means she can party all night and enjoy herself.
That's good. You can party at the wedding if you've made the cake.
Yeah.
Because
It's too late then.
Yeah, exactly. It's already done. So you can either celebrate or commiserate on how it's gone. So yeah, but so no, we can definitely do a big one. So you're only using one at a time. So that means that if you just want to make a little tiny rose, this small cutter here makes a tiny little one. It's like that big. It really is just the cutest
I haven't
little
clicked at that.
thing.
Had you clicked at that?
Well,
I think
it's different than the traditional way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Most of the books or things you pick up are going to say to you, you want to start with a tiny one and
Yeah.
use the next size and the next size and the next size. But this is part of why it is so simple and quick, is that you're just using that one cutter.
Yeah.
So yeah, tiny little baby ones, a little bit bigger, a little bit bigger. This one, the 9cm one, is probably my favourite. So all of those are
Done with that one.
done with that one.
Yeah.
It's like it's a good size.
Yeah.
And then
But
a
let's
little
go
bit
big
bigger.
today.
Yeah, and then this giant one will do you one like that.
Yeah.
I always use a polystyrene ball in the middle, so that's what you get your sample pack of. And again, I'm just going to open these up and show you quickly.
So these, just let me tell you about these. Chris is Natalie's husband, and he gets the job with Natalie that they've got to sit here for hours on end making these. So they just put them in as a little thank you. But for you
Get
to
you
make them, just go
started.
and buy the balls from Hobbycraft or your local craft store. We have buds on our website, but then it's a cocktail stick and a glue gun.
Yeah.
And the glue gun's only a £5 from Hobbycraft, isn't it? It's not much money.
Absolutely.
And you can buy them in all different colours, I noticed when I was in there the other
glue
week.
guns.
Yeah.
No, you can also get wireless ones. I was
Can
going to
you?
treat them the other day. Taking home a wireless glue gun just to show how
You've
much
got
I
a glue
value
gun,
it.
but you fancied a wireless one. Okay.
Poor man, poor long-suffering man. So the big ones I do with the larger balls that are there. So those are 25mm. And again, all of this, if you look in the book, you go to the back of the tutorial, this information is in there so you can check it. These little ones, the 20mm ones, I do with those cutters. And for the little baby one, I just make a little bud on a stick because it's so small. You only want a little, sort of like maybe about 1 centimetre long. So you can just make one for there. So that is those ones. And then I'm just going to like swish them out of the way.
I think that's good you've explained that, because I haven't picked that up. Obviously, I've not read the book or downloaded the tutorial.
Or watched our Facebook Live
Or watched our
properly.
Facebook Live properly, yes.
For the peonies, so you've got, it's a set of 4 cutters you can see here. And again, all of this is in those tutorials. So I use them in pairs, like that. And again, the smaller one and the bigger one. And it's just, if you match the balls and the cutters up like that, you're going to get everything the right sizes and the right proportions, and you're going to be able to come out with those perfect flowers. And it is, like, I know I've said it a million times, so forgive me for reiterating it. It is in the tutorials. If you look at the back of the tutorials, you look in the end of the chapter in the book, this information is in there. And then, of course, you can, I know a few people, they've copied it and sort of stuck it on their kitchen wall so they can remember whatever it is. But yes, all that is there. So that is all there.
Can we make a big peony as well?
Shapes and sizes and stuff, yes.
Or would that take too long?
Do you know what? I've got a thing at the minute for using the big cutters but making a slightly smaller flower. I'll show you. They're a little bit.
I'm really pleased with this
free-form.
session because it's just concentrating on the flower, isn't it?
Yeah.
So I think we're all so busy when you do a live of trying to get the flowers made, put leaves on, stick it on a cake, colour
do
it.
everything.
We try to ram so much in. So today it would be great just
Yeah.
concentrating on 2 flowers.
So for anyone who's missed the start, this is Natalie Porter from Immaculate Confections, and just to go over, it's just because sometimes it takes us sort of 15 minutes or so for our audience to build. So Natalie's with us this evening to show us a large rose using the cutters out of the bundle set that we're selling. and also a peony a little bit later on. So like we said before, all the products that Natalie's using are available to purchase from us directly at Sugar and Crumbs. So the bundle that she showed earlier is the Rapid Rose, Ultimate Rose and Peony bundle. It's available on the website. Everything, all the cutters, the buds, the water brush pen, the support pad is all included. So that's $29.95. And the book that Natalie was referring to, which Carol showed you at the start of the live, is the Sugar Flowers Book 1. And again, that's available from us on the website, and that's £20.
Thanks.
I wish I could speak like you.
Yeah, you are good.
Oh, I can't. No, she gets it all right.
I always like to say, so whenever anyone's talking about the book, it's, I'm sure I've told you guys this before, so it's self-published. And what that means in reality is that we did pretty much all the work.
Everything.
I had an awesome graphic designer that I was working with who did some of the design work, because obviously that's not my specialty, but it means that all the photos, apart from maybe the 3 that have me in them, I took and edited and put in and did it. So like there is a piece of my soul.
Yeah.
But you know what I like about you?
Every copy.
But what I like about you, where you put the pictures of yourself, is just as you are. You didn't go to the hairdressers and get your hair done
have
or
all your
anything
makeup
like that.
done and
Makeup on. It's Natalie
a big
Porter.
photo shoot.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, there was no fake photos. I've got my slap on.
Yeah.
You know, it was like, there you go. That's how I am. That's how you get me.
Yeah.
I probably shouldn't say this on like a live thing, but I'll tell you guys.
Go on,
anyway.
tell us. We have to nine it. Is it juicy?
Not
Is
quite,
it juicy?
No, it's shameful more than anything.
Oh, is it? Oh, we like
So
shameful.
I did get a photographer to come in and take those pictures, because it was a little bit beyond what Chris and I were capable of. And it was right near the end of doing it, and I have never been more stressed in my life. You know, when you're not sleeping, you're not eating, you're just like you're running on nervous energy.
Yeah.
And
Don't put that on yet while you tell us the story.
oh, okay.
Because they're gonna want to know what you've done.
What did we miss?
I didn't realise until afterwards that this poor photographer, and she edited it out of every picture. I put this top on and I had this bit of muck just about. I don't know why it wasn't where it come from. This poor woman didn't say a word all day, but photoshopped it out of every single damn
right.
picture. And you know when you realise something afterwards, and you're just like, I wasn't. What?
Oh.
Why did she say something?
Absolutely hopeless.
Because
human
Natalie was
being.
stressed out of red and hadn't been sleeping.
Yeah, you can probably do.
She was stressed. Natalie's stressed.
Yeah.
You do, yeah. So a little piece of my soul.
Oh.
Oh,
bless.
every single one. Because gingers do have souls.
Yes.
Despite popular,
Yeah.
despite popular legend.
Not
they
all
do.
bad.
I didn't want you to squeeze that gel in, because if anybody isn't sure what
No, I
you've
know.
done, you do it naturally and talking,
Oh,
and I
dear
just
sweet.
want you to talk them through it.
So flour paste, nicely kneaded up there, and I've got a little pot of petal base, and this is just, it's a white veggie fat, and it's just, if it's sticking to your hands, you can rub a little bit of that on and it will stop you sticking. We're going for pink because that's Carol's favourite colour,
Yeah.
just in case anybody hadn't realised that was the case. And you can see, look, I've just squeezed some out on there, and then we're going to just knead it in.
My actual favourite colour is green, believe it or not.
Is it?
Yeah, I loved green. Everything was green. And it's only because we got Sugar and Crumbs that I put pink on for girls that I do all pink now. But green was my colour. But I will tell you a funny story about green. I loved green so much. I had it all over the house. Apple green, pale green. You get all shades of green, don't you? On every wall. And then somebody came to visit me and they said, they looked around the house and they went, have you had a job lot of paint? I went, what? So she said, well, everything's green. Just thought you might have got a job lot. But I was well insulted.
That's
Isn't it? That's
rude.
bad, isn't it?
Yeah.
So I went off green.
I'm not surprised.
Went and changed every room in the house. I had a different colour. Have you had a job lot?
Well, it's supposed to be unlucky, isn't it? Which is why you don't ever see green cars or bikes,
No,
because
I'll never buy a
it's
green car.
unlucky.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
My dad had a green car. It was
Yeah.
beautiful.
And yet a four-leaf clover is lucky, isn't it? It's
Yeah.
green. And then a little elf is green, isn't it? It's mad how you look
Yeah.
at things, isn't it? No, but green is actually my true favourite colour. But it's after the job lot segment, we moved on.
It's funny. Right, so I've coloured that up nicely. You should, I don't have one and I'm going to work quickly so it's fine, but you'd always want to keep your flour paste either in a bit of cling film or covered in a little baggie so that it's not...
Will that do, or do you want me to get a green bag?
No, it'd be fine. I'll
Right.
be quick enough because otherwise it can dry out, which isn't great. Now, I said I would show you one of these. This is the water pen. You do get one of these in your kit. So the top unscrews. You can fill the handle with water. Pop that back on. And then it's just going to come out, just a little bit of water at a time out of the brush there. And they are the most useful things because you can't spill them. And just in case I can. Oh, thank you. Just in case. Thank you. There. So yeah, polystyrene ball on a stick. It's nice and lightweight, nice and strong. First thing we're going to do is just take a little blob of flour paste. I'm just going to roll it into a little cone there. There we go. Like that. Wet the top of my ball and just...
Can you just bring your hands down?
Switch that on there.
Do it side as well.
Like that.
Oh, I forgot, we've got the side camera. I forget now, we can catch you everywhere. If Laura's fast, she can get you.
So you can just see there that we've now made our little ball into a bud shape.
Just very quickly before we move on, because we always get asked this question. Although the the flour paste is edible, you wouldn't want to eat the flowers, hence the polystyrene ball. If anyone has tried, for whatever reason, to eat
out the polystyrene
flour
balls.
paste when it's dried, it's not pleasant.
Yeah, like I said, how hard this is.
They are rock hard.
You
No,
don't want to eat
you
that.
would not want to eat these. So although, like we say, everything that's being used is food grade, for example, the cocktail stick and everything like that, it's all food grade, you wouldn't want to eat them, and obviously you would be telling your customers that these are for decoration purposes.
Also, I like to think if you're spending hours and hours making all these fancy flowers for a cake, you want people to keep them.
Yes.
If you keep them dry and keep them out of sort of super bright sunlight, they'll last forever.
Yeah.
Like years and years and years and years forever.
Oh,
So keep
this
them.
room's full of different
Yeah.
flowers from
Yeah.
different, even your flowers are in, aren't they?
Yeah.
Also, there's tons, isn't there? Yeah.
So obviously I'm working on this lovely non-stick board. If you find that you are sticking slightly, you can just go for, hang on. You can just have just a little diddy bit of corn flour. God, I need to put my brain back in. My teeth.
I know, I get it. I get it.
So we've rolled it out and you can see it's pretty thin there. I'm just going to turn it over and just pop just a little bit of corn flour on the back.
What do you think the depth is of that you've rolled it to?
I would say if you're doing this for the first couple of times, aim for about 1 millimetre. And then the more you do it and you get used to the flour paste, you get used to all the tools and what you're doing and stuff, you can go thinner than that. So you don't necessarily need it thin enough that you can see through it. That's not my cup of tea for flour making. You don't want it too chunky either. It's I mean, that's not really an answer, but yeah.
You're right though. You have to play with it and get used to it.
You have to get used to it. You'll learn how. I mean, look, I can show you if you this stuff. It will go. You know, you can see the
really
ball through
thin.
it. It will go so thin, and it will stretch loads before it will tear on you.
Yeah.
But it's just the more you do it, the more you play with it. With experience, you learn that, and then you can. You refine what you're doing. In fact, this is anyone that's been on a class with me will know that this is something that I talk about a lot. That you like any skill, if you're learning to drive, first time you get in the car, you stall it 10, 20, 30 times. You need to do that.
First time I passed my driving test, I drove up the pavement.
Works.
Couldn't work out how to get off it. I had to learn pretty quickly. There was a lamppost zooming in the way.
But that's the thing, isn't it? And it's like any skill. So you kind of you do that, and as you get used to it, you start adding. You start using the indicators. Then you can do this button, and then you can do all these other things. So it kind of.
It is funny though, because you do think you can't do things, but that's exactly it. When you think about driving a car, all the things that you just do naturally. Yeah. That when you were learning, you were thinking, how could you do indicate? How could you look in the mirror? It's right, isn't it? And that is exactly with the flower.
And it's the same thing.
It all comes practice.
Right, so you can see, so we just want one petal to start with, so you can see I've just cut out a bit of it, and I'm just going to use cutting wheel, knife, scalpel, whatever your preference is, to just make a single petal there. And then we're going to pop that onto, there's a floral pad.
We stock these pads now.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're lovely, they're so pretty, those pads.
They are.
Aren't they? And I love the fact that you had them shaped. They're so lovely. These are Natalie's pads, by the way.
Well, that's
So-
it. Do you know what?
And if you notice, she's got pink ball tools as well. And yeah, it looks nice like that, doesn't it? With the green in the middle.
So yeah, you can see that you go in. So it's just a nice soft wave. You don't want to make it too frilly, because if it's too frilly, it's going to go off and do its own thing. So just a soft wave, a light undulation, if you will. Everybody always laughs, so I always say it because somebody will giggle. So yeah, just a nice.
You can always
soft
count on me.
wave. So we'll flip that over there, and then you're just gonna wet the bottom half. And is that showing up?
Yeah,
Can I give that a
yeah.
little
I
wiggle
can
so
see.
that you
That's
can
it.
see
Perfect.
And then you're going to pop the bud on like this. Now, I know that it's sideways. It is supposed to be sideways. This is different than,
I
again,
remember when
the
you showed
traditional
me that.
methods.
Yeah. When you showed me that, I was like, ooh.
But
Okay.
what it means is, look, you've got a much longer bit there to get wrapped around to make that
Yeah.
perfect little spiral in the centre. So we'll take the pointed end first, like that. And the thing is, do you see how tight I've tucked it in? So it's right tight to that little bud shape. You can do an extra little spot of water just there if you need to. And then because we popped that in so tight, this curls round on top without any problem. You've not got to pull it or stretch it or anything, and it will fit round. If, on the other hand, you do find that it's not quite fitting, you can pull it and stretch it, because this bit here, look, I'm going to wreck it just on purpose. When the flower's finished, look, you can't see it. The only bit you can see is that. So don't worry about what the rest
And I
of it's
think that's the
doing.
other thing, you do
It's
start
just this
worrying
bit at
about
the
all the
top.
other bits that you don't need to.
Absolutely. And I tell you what, if I put that over there. Yeah, the peony's not in shot.
No,
but
that's fine.
That's it. So yeah, that's the first petal. That is the hardest bit. That's the bit that will take a little bit of practice. I've been doing this for years now. Years and years. I think it was 2015.
Yeah.
So it's a little while.
Yeah, but when they all come on your class, they all do it. They all do it in class and they do it beautifully.
Oh.
And we've got so many people who've bought your bundles. How many bundles have we must have had of you? We must have had hundreds,
Oh, yeah.
haven't we? And so many people are on the community group. They're showing off their flowers.
Yeah.
I tell you, who's really very good at them as well. Lindsay McIver's very
yeah.
good at them.
Yeah.
She's good for reading the info, isn't she? But so many of them have read the info, and if you follow the info, it's absolutely right.
And do you know what? Whenever you guys do share the things you've made and stuff, and you tag me, I always worry that when you go on and you say like, oh, thanks so much, Peony, love seeing it. It sounds a bit fake, but it's not. It genuinely makes my day.
Yeah.
When I get these lovely messages or folk tag me in things saying that they're really chuffed that they can
do
make
it.
all these lovely roses
Yeah.
and stuff now because of it, and it brings me joy. Is that going to be
Do you have a favourite time of the day you like to make flowers, Natalie? Do you like making them in the day or the peace and quiet of the night? What do you like?
Do you know? Actually, I quite like doing it at night. I tend to. I'm a bit of a night owl, me, so I will quite happily stick an audio book on and sit there at.
I reckon most of our audience would say the same. So come on, all of you, let us know, when do you like to make your
Yeah.
flowers? Because I'm very much night time. I like to get rid of John. Let him have a glass of wine, a beer. That's him. He's in bed for 8 o'clock. Off you go. All the dogs are settled, and then I can sit in the kitchen and relax. Mind you, I can't do that these days. But
Yeah, and it's nice because you no one's going to ring you at
no.
midnight, so you've got your own.
Yeah, you just
space.
got music on and
Yeah,
stuff
yeah.
like that,
Yeah.
don't you? And you can lay everything out everywhere. No one's coming in mithering
No,
you.
or making tea or doing
Yeah.
this
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
needing dinner cooked or whatever. Right, you can see there that so the trick with these, press firmly, give it a wiggle. Then you're going to pull the icing around from the outside, and then if it comes up like this, just throw it on the table. No, don't do that. Just rub your palm on it, and it just means that
So
you're
it's
going to
strong,
get
that, isn't it?
a nice
It didn't
clean
damage it.
cut. No, it didn't. Oh no, I've smushed it there, but never mind. It will add to the natural look.
Yeah.
And then we'll pop him on there. Then you can use your ball tool. And if you find it feels like it's sticking a little bit, you can just see that I'm just sort of smushing it in the cornflower a little bit there. And you're just going around the edge and just getting again that nice soft wave.
So just to recap, because there's a couple of people asking about the equipment that you're using. So the pink ball tools is a set of 4, and they're $7.95 on the website. The pink petal pad, which Natalie is using, is sold separately from the set. That is available from us as well at $5.99. The small green pad actually comes as part of the full Ultimate Rose and Peony bundle. So that's actually included within the set with the cutters, the ball tools, no, not the ball tools, the polystyrene balls and the water brush pen. So again, that's a full bundle. Natalie will show later on, we're actually going to dust the roses as well. And she has got a new set of brushes. We've had them in stock and they sold so quickly.
Are we in stock now?
I don't actually know. Well, the thing is,
I think they are.
They might be, but I don't know for how long. And this is what happens when we're on the live. Obviously, stock's selling all the time.
Yeah.
So I might say now, I've got them, but in an hour, I might not.
Well, Shelley was funny this morning. Shelley come running in this morning and went, Carol, have we got any Natalie Porter bundles? And I went, yeah. It doesn't say so on the website. I said, no. So I went on there. I went on and had a look at the stock, and we sold the last one last night. And I'm thinking, did they update the stock? Did they update the stock? I'm panicking. And I'm ringing Laura in the office going, Laura, did you update the stock? She went, no. I'm thinking, great, because the one in Natalie's cars are ours for tonight.
Panic over.
Yeah.
No, right, so we have, where are we? So we've got that, we've done the ball tool, and you can see that I've smushed it, but it doesn't matter. It's going to add to it. I think sometimes it's nice if I manage, like if I do things wrong, because you just
Well, the other thing is, really,
carry on and overcome.
it makes it more of a natural rose.
Absolutely. Right, this is where the Rapid Rose Pad comes in. Like I said, my little green baby, as I like to refer to it. And you can see, for all that these petals, they're a bit bigger than the pad, but it doesn't matter, it's still going to support them. So we've got it upside down on there, wet the centre, and then you're just doing a line up the edge of each petal like this. And to be honest, this is why I just love this water pen, because you can just pick it up and go. And
That's such a great invention, isn't it?
Yeah.
Carol Haycox makes me laugh when she has it. She says she has one with water and one with vodka. Nobody knows she's having a slice it.
Right. This part, we're going to do 2 rows from these petals. We're going to use 2 and then we're going to use 3. So for the first one, you just want to lift one and attach one side of it like that. So you see it's open like a wing. And then you're going to spin this round and attach an opposite petal. And again, so you've got 2 wings. And then that will come round on top of there, like that. And that one comes round on there. And then you can see, just like that, you've got your first 2 rows of petals. And it doesn't matter which ones you start with. And quite often people will say, oh, why don't you number them or do a diagram or something like that. I've not gone that route because I think it's better that you have a go, you follow the instructions, you learn the method, and then you understand why we do it like this. I think if you number it, you just end up repeating, what is it, you do it on automatic, whereas this way, like, see what we're doing. So the first thing is you've got those 2 petals and they interlock, like they're having a little hug, actually.
Actually, they do.
To which my then thing is, well, we're going to use the next 3 together, so if them one's having a hug, what are the other 3 doing? But anyhow, that's completely by the by. So, right, we're going to do the same thing with these 3. So we'll attach the one side, spin it round a little bit, attach the next one, spin it round again. This time, we've got 3 open wings, sort of like a windmill.
Yeah, just come back into the centre.
And again,
you're
just going to fold that one on top of there, that one comes on here, and that one goes there. So you see each petal has got an inside edge and an outside edge, and they all interlock and they fit together. And this is why it doesn't matter which one you start with. It's just you just need 2 inside and then 3 on the outside. So once we've done that, we can turn it over and press that base down. And then you're just going to tweak the edges back. And this, I just do it with my
Looks
fingers.
fabulous
And
now, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Pull that bit off there, it was bothering me.
Pardon?
I just pulled a bit off because it was bothering me.
But it looks fabulous now. So even if you wanted that just like buds, you know, when they first open, they're like that when they first open, aren't they?
Well, that's it. So if you just want a rosebud, this is where you stop, and that's absolutely fine there. Well, I was going to say something. Do you know what? No, it's completely gone.
Have I passed it
that's
on
what
to
I
you?
was
Memory
gonna
loss.
It's you just curling them back, and because of what we did with the ball tool, that nice soft weight, it's really easy. You just with your fingers, you're just curling it back. So there's none of this rolling it up with a cocktail stick and any of that malarkey. Haven't got time for that.
Well, anyway, I'm just reading some of the comments and everybody's loving what they're seeing so far. And you guys I know lots of you have got this Rapid Rose bundle. If you've got the Rapid Rose bundle, let everybody know how you love it, because those people who haven't got it need to be reassured by you guys that this is a fabulous product. And talking about that, we've got the new website, and I haven't really thought much about it on the new website. But on the website now, we've got the option that you can review products, okay? So I would be really, really grateful if you've bought anything off us at all, that you would go over to those products, have a look at them, and just write a little review. It doesn't need to be an essay, just star rate it. We don't want any 1s, 2s or 3s though. But star rate it. So you know what, let's start tonight with Natalie's. All of you get on there who've got it, so that newbies can go over there and they can see your feedback. You know, and if you bought dust off us, whether it's Colour Splash, Fractal, whatever colour you've used, pop on there, gels, in fact, anything. Let's get our new website picked up, because one of the things that we didn't do on the old website was do the reviews part, and really we should work on getting that done, shouldn't we? Because it would be great for other people to see how much you love it. And you know, even in your reviews, you can write there, how did you get to know about the product? You saw it on our live, you met Natalie at a show, or wherever. Just let everybody know how pleased you are with everything. So I know most of you have bought everything off the website, so you've got until next week to write feedback on everything.
Otherwise, we're going to ring you up. No, I'm only joking. So you can't order again until you leave us a review. I am only joking.
Yeah. And then while I'm talking, the sale is finished now for the sugars. I know, sorry Natalie, I don't want to go on, but just let me quickly tell you. So we've got rid of all the summer flavours, and what summer flavours you haven't got rid of, they're going out as freebies in your orders over £20. So everybody who buys one of these will get a free bag of sugar as well. We've had to discontinue some flavours. I know some of you are very sad, but it's a bit ridiculous. We've got 56 flavours, ladies.
56?
Yeah.
There you go. It's ridiculous, isn't it? So, and we want to bring in the winter flavours. So I'm not sure if the winter flavours, John launched them today. I forgot to ask him before I come in for the live tonight. But I'll check with him. So they're either live or they're going to go live one day this week. So there's 56 flavours, less the ones that we've got rid of. Some of them will appear.
The winter flavours.
Yeah. Some of the summer flavours will come back next year, but pineapple, pina colada won't come back. I'm sorry. I know they're delicious, but we have to be sensible as a company. If there's only a few of you buying them, it doesn't justify keeping the product. The flavouring is so expensive because we only buy premium flavouring. It doesn't justify it. But what I will tell you, if you go to what's on offer this week, I've also had a clear out of stock as well, because I want to bring in some new stock. And John has told me I can't bring in anything new until I get rid of all this lot. So there's a whole load of stuff on the website, reduced. Go and have a look on this week's offers and grab it while you can. Right, I'll let you go on. Sorry. Have you got anything to say, Laura? Should we muscle in on her again?
No, it's all right. I'm going to let her go now.
I was going to say, so I've bought all down the edge, and you know we were saying about like the weather and your hands and stuff. The weather up here has been a little bit grizzly the last few days, so it's quite damp, so everything's sticking a little bit, which will just be why you're seeing me getting a little bit.
See, I never think of the weather, but Georgie was saying that last night.
It makes a huge
Yeah, but when Georgie was saying that last night, I was thinking, what's she on about? But this is what we have to live with.
It makes
Can't move out, just keep you lot happy.
Sure. So what we're going to do with this layer, I'm just going to curl it back. So again, like I said, I'm just doing it with my fingers. None of this with a little cocktail stick or rolling it back and all that business. It's just a nice, loose little open curl with your fingers, like so.
That's brilliant.
With this bit, if it is super, super damp, this is why I didn't mind you yakking away, because it's
Give you a bit of breathing time.
Yeah. If it's really, really, really damp with you, you might want to leave this a little while to set. And you don't want it to go dry and crispy, but you just want it to set up just a little bit so that it's got some strength and it's holding its shape.
Would you put it on a flower form patch? You know, the back of a pad, like it.
You can do, or just leave it on there. Is what I tend to do. Because you're only talking sort of 5 or 6 minutes, something like that. Or what I do is slide that out of the way, get my next one ready, and sort of make that conveyor belt system. And it's just because you never quite know what the weather's going to do, really.
Yeah.
And it does have a huge...
We have a miserable time here in the north, don't we,
I know,
Laura?
it's been horrible.
It can't make up its mind what it is, can
No,
it?
Saturday was all right. Sunday was horrible. This morning was a bit horrible, but then it went nice this afternoon. I'm not sure what it wants to do tonight.
Yeah.
Just wait. You just go to sleep and hope for the best. That's what you have to do.
Well, I thought we was in for a beautiful weekend. Go on, what were you going to say?
Oh no, I was just showing you guys, so again, in the middle and up each edge.
Yeah. Well, I thought it was in a beautiful weekend, so we had a gorgeous Saturday, didn't we? So,
Yeah, and then yesterday...
yes, it was just
Yeah.
awful.
Yeah. So your rose goes through the middle, like we did before. You're
It's
going to
beautiful
start
colour, that.
Yeah.
and attach just one petal. So you can just press that on nice and firmly there. And then you're going to put the next one just inside.
So you don't use the alternate one for the second row?
So this, you're going all 5 at once.
So the first row, we used alternate.
Yeah.
The second one, Ron.
We're doing all 5
All five.
together.
Yeah, good point.
So we do that, and then this comes on top. And then again, the next one goes just inside there, and then straight away, you're going to press that on. And then the next one, just inside, that comes on top there. And the next one, that goes just inside, that comes on top there. And then if we've done it right, the last bit should go on top of the very first bit just there. Now, like we said, because as I said, it's a little bit damp. It's all a little bit floppy. And it's a good thing that's happened, because you never know what the weather's going to do, and sometimes it can have a real
Well, I need
impact on
time,
it, but
anyhow. I can't burst fast, so for me, I'm happy. I need time.
Yeah, that's it.
I've got big fingers. They always get in the way.
That's it. So again, pressing the back down, you just want to press on this bit here, because that's where the ball is. Don't squash the top. And then there you go. You can see how quickly we can get a lovely looking rose. And dependent on how quick you're going, you can you can just sit and fiddle away with them for so long.
Just drop your hands down.
But I'm going to have to stop myself from doing that, because obviously we're doing this live, and well, I imagine you all want to get to bed at some point. But yeah. So
Well, I tell you, I got into bed last night. Was you exhausted last night?
Oh, do you know what? I sort
Or
of
did you get a second wind?
I did. Well, I had a shower, and then
Wakes you up, that, doesn't it?
yeah, no, and it does.
I
It
just
does.
crawled into my bed last night. I thought, leave me alone.
If it's all flopping back a little bit, and to be honest, these ones do tend to, because those petals are so big. I mean, like you can see, it's this huge, that cutter. Then what can be quite handy is if you stick it upside down just for a little while. I tend to do that. I either peg it onto something, just like with a clothes peg, or alternatively, what you can do, and this always terrifies everybody, but it's kind of a fun thing to do, is that you can stick it in your piece of polystyrene upside down.
Oh,
So
I see.
I popped it in there, and then you can just...
Sit on that
Yeah,
top there.
like
Or is that high
It's
enough?
quite tall.
Oh, I've got another dummy here. Yeah. Look at this other dummy. It's wider, this dummy as well. Do you want to show them what it is that you're doing from there?
So yeah, I've just stuck it into... Oh,
Will you go on this camera?
it's-
I've
Right,
stuck
yeah.
it in there, and then all you're going to do is just put that somewhere.
Do you want
balance
a
it.
skew stick to
Yeah,
skew
you
through?
can do. Do you know what? To be honest, what I tend to do. Like I said, I like to scare everybody.
I was
I'll
going to
pop
say, shall I
that-
run in the house and get a
On
big
the
skewer?
edge.
No, stick it right on the edge there. And then you just got to put something heavy enough on top to
Oh, okay then. This was really fun.
Ah.
This is why you need to do them at night time.
Yeah.
When the husband's away, the dogs are asleep.
No one's going to knock it off. Yeah.
But no, in all seriousness, what you can, if you've got like a nice big dummy, you can
Yeah.
like I said, use a cocktail stick or a skewer, attach a smaller one in the middle, and then
Yeah.
you can make like a carousel,
Yeah.
almost,
Exactly.
so that they can sit and dry. But because it would just be too awful if we destroyed it at this point whilst we're live, if I could politely ask you to just hold on to that for me.
Well, that's me stuck with anywhere to go, isn't it? Got to sit here now. I am sat here, as you know.
But again, this is why it is so important to practice. And I know that always sounds, what is it? We're all impatient. I'm exactly the same. I'm always impatient about stuff. But actually, a lot of the time, practice is the key, because the more you do it, you're going to come across the pitfalls. You're going to figure out how to fix it. Or if you're not quite sure, you can ask for help on the group, because there's always plenty of people there.
There
with
is.
tons of knowledge.
Yeah. Our community page is absolutely fantastic. It really is.
Do you want to tell them about our community page?
So it's over on Facebook. It's called Sugar and Crumbs All About Cake Community. So you have to request to join the group, and the admins will approve your request. You do need to answer a couple of questions.
Yeah, please answer the questions.
Yeah, and please follow the rules as well. Just have a quick skim read through the rules. Only because if a post is put on there that violates any of the rules, I know this sounds really serious, but our admins have a massive task of going through the posts, going through the comments. If other people have reported the post, we've then got to go through and backtrack and try and work out what the problem is. And it's just obviously saves us so much time and effort if that's not the case, you know, if we don't have to do that. So just have a skim read of the rules. It's really, really quick. Much appreciated. And like we said, there's so many members on there who are fantastic and helpful, giving you hints and tips, showing you cakes that they've done before, or giving ideas of how they've done it, or, you know, things like that, their experience. And it's so worthwhile joining there. Even if it's just to have a nosy and get a bit of inspiration, you know, all we say that is if you, obviously people share images of their cakes and that's their personal choice. But if you are, you know, intending to use it as inspiration, ask that person or credit them for, you know, what they've done originally and things like that. That's the only thing. You just have to look at it, that it's someone's time and effort, hard work and dedication that's gone into that cake or that bake. You know, and a thank you and a question to ask first is just always appreciated. That's all we ask.
Yeah. Let me tell you why the group is there. It's called Sugar and Crumbs. Why? Because it's our group. Okay. It's all about cake because we want you to talk about cake. It's called a community because we want you all to work together. Now, it's not just for the professionals, it's basically for everybody. So if you are a home baker and you've never made a cake and showed it on Facebook before, this group is what it's for. You know what? Show off your cake. It doesn't matter if it's a Victoria sponge or if it's a dodgy looking sponge. It's what you've made. I know I've seen some of the cakes I've made with my grandma when we were little, and I used to be so happy with them. I think she's a fantastic baker. Probably look at it now and think, no, she's not. But at the time, I thought they were great. Yeah. Best cakes ever. So the group is for all levels of expertise. Yeah. And some of you are frightened of showing your bakes because you think that you're not at that level. It's not about that. It's about joining in. It's about enjoying yourself, joining in, and doing it. You on the next stage?
Oh, no, I was going to say we were we moved house like 18 months ago and we still had a box to unpack because, you know, what it's like.
Yeah.
But we found an old camera that had some photos on it of cakes that I made 9 or 10 years ago.
Oh, right.
And if I can find it again, I'll post some of them up.
You should.
Practice is
key.
Is everything.
And you've got to remember, professionals had to start where we were.
Absolutely.
And that's what it is. So the page is for Sugar and Crumbs. We don't allow sellers on there. So please don't ask for sellers or for advice or recommendations of sellers. Please don't ask for edible images. Now, I will tell you, we do our own edible images. And if you want to have a look at Photo Cake, which is where we do edible images, please go over there and have a look. But please don't ask for recommendations. There's several reasons. We do not do any unlicensed products. So if you're going to ask us to make a football cake, print off an image for a football cake or a brand or something like that, we don't always have a license for it, and that's why we won't print it. And therefore we're not encouraging sellers who do edible prints to do them on our site. We also can't vouch for the quality of other sellers. Somebody may tell you they're great, but maybe they're not. And I did have a complaint of a customer last week. She messaged me and said, Carol, I know you told the group not to ask for edible images, but I did ask for edible images. I did get a recommendation. I have paid for my product and I've still not received it 3 weeks on, and the lady won't talk to me. Now, I was a bit surprised actually. So I've just told her to go back to PayPal and make a claim. But having said that, I shouldn't have been involved. If she hadn't have asked for edible images on our group, I would have nothing to do for it. So I am not responsible for any seller on our group, and any sellers on our group, I will knock them off. Sorry, but that group's not for you to sell. Yeah, it's for us.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
But everything else, you can post cakes, you can ask questions, you can ask questions to decorate, and just enjoy the group for what it is, no matter what level.
No, for sure.
Brilliant.
For sure. Now I'm hoping that this will have all dried a little bit while we're chatting away. So I'm going to do another row of petals on here. I'm going to do another row of 5 because you can finish them with 5 or 7. And again, the tutorial and the book and everything explain the different ways to do it. But I like doing it with 5. It's another little time saver because I have to say, in all the years I've been making cakes and wedding cakes, I've never yet had anybody who's turned up at their wedding reception, having just got wed. You know, he's gone over to the cake and started counting how many petals there are on the rose.
No.
It's like, you know, we've had some funny ones over the years, as you can imagine. But
Not
none
that
of them
yet.
have been quite, you know, that unhinged. Is that the word? I don't know. That's probably unpolite. Anyhow, so again, we're going to turn it over, wet the middle, and do that line up the edge of each petal. Like so. There he is. If I may have the rose, madam, thank you. So there you go, you can see that he's set up nicely now and it's there. So again, through the centre. And we're going to do pretty much exactly the same thing. So you're starting off with one. Let's see if I can get the right angle. So I've attached the one side there. And do you see this next one? I'm putting it just inside, and then that comes on top there. And then that one goes on there. That goes in. That one goes there. Oh. That one's going to go there. It's alright, it's hard because obviously
I know,
I need to see
you're
it.
backwards.
Sorry.
I'm working backwards.
I'm going to take that off, and all I'm going to do now, just while it's upside down, because at this stage it all gets a little bit cumbersome because you've got so many petals
Big
on there,
bits,
there's so much
yeah.
going on, they're big. And like I said, genuine thing that because the weather has been damp, which there's nothing anyone can do anything about, it's just all a little bit.
Keeps having a go at us in
soggier.
our weather, doesn't she?
No, not at all.
Do you know how much it
Go
rains
back
up here in the
south.
north? We're very
Do you
green
know
up
what?
here, you know.
Last night when you were talking to Georgie, and Georgie was like, "Oh, the weather's always lovely down here." I live about 40 minutes from Georgie, and I'm thinking, is it?
You did say that actually.
It's not where I live. It's yeah, no, it's.
I was depressed by the time she finished off telling how damp and miserable it was up here. And I've got you at it tonight.
I think it was nice back home over the weekend.
Yes.
Yeah, I think that's the problem.
Yeah.
It was nice all weekend,
Yeah,
wasn't
yeah.
it? Yeah.
Right, now with any
Oh, look at that.
turn
It's
over.
absolutely
Look at that.
There you go.
Stunning.
And
Yeah.
the trick here is that if you so you can put another row of petals if you want to. I tend not to. I prefer to do them this sort of size and then have more than one if I need to, because then
Yeah.
you're keeping the proportions. Because I think that sometimes you'll see.
See, I'd be
peppers-
having a few more. I'd have got giddy now. I'd have been like, no, I want a big one.
It depends. It's different styles and different
Yeah. choices
of styles and stuff. And you can see I'm just going to get him to stand upright. That's it. And he's going to want to sit upside down.
Doesn't that look fabulous, everyone? How lovely is
yeah.
that?
Yeah.
I will tell you, there's loads of comments on there.
Yeah.
People have got the set. They love it. There's people who want to buy the
Brilliant.
set. So go on, Laura, tell them where they can buy it.
Everything's available at sugarandcrumbs.co.uk, so it's
Right.
all available on our website. We have got a Facebook Live must-haves list, so we have popped everything in there, all in one section for you to scroll through all of the items that Natalie's used this evening. Alternatively, you can search by brand, just look for Natalie Porter Immaculate Confections, or you can just go through the shop section. So everything's on there. There's a few people who said they've got the kit and they're a bit too scared to use it, and we hear this all the time.
Yeah.
The amount of people that've got an airbrush kit, for example, and are too scared to use it. The amount of people who have bought this cutter and that cutter and they're too scared to use it. So this is a perfect start. This is a perfect tutorial for everybody to see the basics and the intention of how the kit should be used.
And talking of airbrushes, all the airbrushes are back in stock. And Dawn has released 2 new pens, and we have
Yes.
them in stock as well. So if you want the new pens, they're in stock as well, so do grab them. Are you okay, Shelley, love? I think you're dead of that.
Wow.
Got a bit of a cough. We've all heard. Don't be giving it me. I can feel my ear and my throat going
I
already.
know.
I
Sniffles.
don't have time to be ill.
Yeah, no.
Today.
Can you just not breathe for the next hour?
Not got sore throat, you'd be really got to know.
You know how
We've got hours
sympathetic
to
I
get
am.
through.
Yeah. Don't breathe, stand still.
I was gonna say. Yeah, no, this okay. No sympathy from me, I'm afraid. Not with the shows coming out. It's not.
No.
Yeah,
And that's the time when
Not an option.
no, but that's the time when I become ill round the show
Yeah.
time, because I go to the show and I don't know whether because it's a room full of loads of people
is.
in there.
Yeah.
But after the show, I'm like usually bedridden. I'm
Everybody
dying.
gets really sore throat, don't
Yeah,
they? And
can't
to
speak.
be fair,
It's also
we
'cause
do
you're
speak all
talking
day.
so much. You'd be talking for 8 hours
Yeah.
straight.
Yeah.
That'll
Yeah.
do it as well.
We all come home with a cough or cold, feeling like absolute horrendous, don't we?
Yeah.
Drained and everything.
So guys, I don't know whether you can see in the background there, but we've got the Colour Mill range. Now the Colour Mill range is just coming from Australia, but they're by the same manufacturers as Faye Cahill and the Chocolate Drip. I'm going to be taking them to the Cake and Bake show. Now these are oil-based colours, so that means that they're going to work with your chocolate, they're going to work with your Swiss meringue Italian buttercream, they're going to work with anything that's got oil in, and they are amazing. I've got them on offer at the moment, $3.99. They should be $5.80, no, it should be $7.99 actually, but we're going to be selling them at $5.85. And we've got them on at $3.99, so grab them while you can. And I'm also going to take them to Cake and Bake with us as well, so you can buy them there.
Cake and Bake Show is in London at the Excel Centre.
Yeah, you're there as well, aren't you?
On the 4th, 5th and 6th of
Yeah.
October. Chris and I will be there. You'll find us. There'll be roses and a hat
Yeah.
and that beard and that hair.
I'll show you where she is, because I'll be doing a little live round the show. So we'll go and,
but no,
we'll go and
so
see that
we're-
beautiful pink cake that I like.
If you go into the show, come and see us, and,
Will.
and you guys, because friendly faces
I'm going to show them
are
that
always
pink
very
cake you've
welcome.
got. You best have it there.
Yeah, I will do. Right, so that's drying. So the rose is drying. We'll come back to that later
Shelley,
on.
if you go around that side, don't knock it. It's hanging.
yeah, it's
Yeah. Yeah. You just keep your cough and don't knock that.
So I can get that out of the way.
The
And
dead
I've got-
loving, really.
So I've got the two biggest cutters, and I've got the largest ball. So this is a 40mm one, and I've got some white here. We want a pale pink. So I've got some of my darker pink left. I'm just going to take half of that and just knead it in with the white, and we'll end up with a paler pink.
Yeah.
And while I'm doing this, I'm going to just say something. I'm sure you guys are going to agree about this.
Go on then.
If you've got anything that you haven't tried, whether it's the airbrush in the cupboard or a rapid rose kit or whatever, have a go.
Yeah.
Like, everybody gets so, what is it? I think we all put ourselves under so much pressure.
Yeah.
And especially nowadays with social media and everything and the internet and web, it's so much pressure to be good at everything straight away and do it perfectly
Yeah.
and all the rest of it. So then you end up not having a go, and you end up sort of missing out because you're frightened that
Yeah.
it won't be perfect.
But the thing is,
It's
Natalie,
sugar.
Exactly. Yeah.
It is sugar. That's
Yeah.
it. If it doesn't look right, it doesn't work, you don't
Doesn't
like
matter.
it, put it in the bin and have another go tomorrow.
Yeah,
That's it.
no point getting stressed. But this is why we do the lives, because I don't want people to panic and think they have to be professional. That's why I do lives, because I'm nowhere near professional. So I want them to see, you know what, I'm just having a go.
Yeah.
And a lot of the times I come in here and I don't actually have time to practice. I'm just going to have to wing it on the day. And, you know, there's lots of things I've not had a go at. But I do agree, you know what, just have a go and a play. I used the airbrusher on that rose cake when we had the ruffle and the scrunch ruffler. I loved it.
Yeah.
It's amazing. First time I've had a real good go at it. I loved
With an
it.
airbrush, you want to have a go. It doesn't have to be on a cake. Get a bit
No,
of
just
paper.
Paper.
Yeah.
Get a piece of paper and just play with the colours and
Yeah,
see what
exactly.
happens. And just you know, I often say to people with your paste and that if you're
And the other thing is, just remember, you've all got to start somewhere. Nobody can just be amazing.
No.
Everything comes with practice. And as Natalie says, you know, she's been years at doing things, putting things together. Dawn's been doing a dinky doodle airbrushing for years. You've got all those cake artists and celebrities out there that we all want to aspire to be. But they've done years and years of training. You know, look at it. They've been doing them since. Nicholas Lodge will tell you he's been doing it since he was 16. Kerry Griffiths the same.
Yeah.
You know, they're all in the 50s now, aren't they? You've all got to.
I'm not in my 50s. but
No, you're still a baby. No, but everybody just
you're
has
right.
to have a play.
People say in classes like, oh, but you make it look so easy. And it's like, I do it all the time.
Yes.
Yeah.
Literally.
Day in, day
all
out,
the time.
hours a day.
You know,
Yeah.
and it's like
Yeah.
the driving thing again. It feels
Yeah.
the first time you sit in that car, it feels impossible to do
Yeah.
all these things at once. But you practice and you learn, and then it just.
But you know what I think
comes
ladies
together.
do you know what I think ladies do as well? They have a go and it doesn't work, so they put it away and don't touch it again.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's what you're trying to say. Accept that you may not get it
Yeah.
right the first time, but do you know what? Do it again.
Walk before
And
you
do
run.
it again.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You know.
Just get it out and do it again. Take a breather, read the instructions again, go over the live, and just do it again. And you know what? Once you've done it a few times, it just clicks.
And have a play with it.
And how many times have I watched you and I've only just realised, what did I say before? That the cutter,
with
one per
someone,
row.
We've seen YouTube do tutorials, and we've both sat here
Many
and gone,
times.
what? And that makes so much sense.
Yeah.
Just we thought we had to
That's it.
use all the cutters
No.
one after each other.
Yeah.
Different
I
things.
don't know why I haven't picked it up.
don't.
Probably because we've been too much talking.
Potentially.
Yeah.
There is that.
Yeah,
There's a
no.
chance.
All right, I'm going to try and zip it for
But no, just
5 seconds.
have a play, and this is one thing that you can do. So with various bits of tools and modelling things and stuff, I've just rolled a bit out. Grab a ball tool. See what happens if you do it a little bit.
Yeah.
See what happens if you do it with the big one. See what happens if you do it with the small one and you do it really hard and stuff. See what you can do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How could you possibly understand me sitting here and saying use the big one and just do a nice soft curve if you
You've
haven't
not
if
tried.
you've not done
Yeah.
it and seen what happens if you make it not a soft curve. You
Yeah.
kind of need to do it wrong to then be
Yes.
able to do it right.
Absolutely.
So just sit and have a play with it. At the end of the day, it's a craft.
Yeah.
And I think you should enjoy it is the main thing. It's what's the point if you're not enjoying it, you know?
Yeah, but I've
Um,
said this about the cakes many times. It's just a cake, and I know people are under pressure if they take on an order or if they're doing it for family or friends. But at the end of the day, it's just a cake.
It's not life-saving brain surgery.
No.
Is the point.
I think that everybody, and you must do the same, Natalie, I think the problem is we put so much effort into doing everything that you think the customer notices and
Yeah.
the customer never notices.
Yeah,
The customer
true.
is so in awe of the overall effect,
Yes.
they never notice. So while you're pointing out all the bits that's wrong, they're looking at it going,
Wow.
what?
Yeah.
You see it all the
what?
time, don't you?
Yeah.
Where?
And I always say that if let's say you've done a cake for a wedding or something, and there's a little dent in the back of the icing, or there's a flower not quite perfect, whatever, and you sit there and you freak out about it because you can see it, I guarantee it. The only person at that wedding that would see it as well is another cake maker,
Yeah.
and the only reason that they would be looking in so much detail is because they'd be peed off that they weren't asked to make the cake.
Yeah.
That is the only reason that anybody would know. Do you know what? To that end, just before we started, I broke this one. The petal's broken there.
Oh, have you? I didn't even notice.
No one noticed.
No.
And I bet none of you guys watching
No.
did either. So it's
There you
Oh,
go.
let's have a look at that.
Yeah. I only know because I was here when Natalie did it.
Yeah, so she heard me curse at it.
Well, I've got to be honest, I've been eyeballing this rose since she took it out of the car on Friday, haven't I?
You
Because
have.
I said to her, I said, oh, I love that colour, I love that colour. And I've been eyeballing that, and I haven't even noticed
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, so it does, it's yourself.
We'll all
Right.
have a look now.
Johnny's attention to it now.
So first thing we're going to do, peony. Focus, or we will be here until
I know,
All right,
sorry.
okay, go,
No,
sorry.
it's all us, all us.
Shut up,
So
Laura,
we just
stop
want
talking.
to just want to cover up the top of the ball there. You could use a circle cutter. I didn't bring one, so all I'm going to do is just use that way, and I'm going to use it again the other way, and I've made a more or less circle.
Yeah.
Because we innovate
Easy.
and overcome.
Yeah.
You can, if you want, use the edge of the cutter like an embosser, just to put the idea of petals on there. And we'll just turn that over, plenty of water, and then, oh, just let me know.
Everyone's loving this live, by the
Yes.
way. It's like a nice back to basics, isn't it?
Yeah,
So
that's,
they're all loving
that's
it,
what
that's
we've
it.
had the comments of. They love just the basic step-by-step
That's great.
tutorial. It really is fantastic.
Thanks,
And the fact that Laura and I are learning something.
I know. I feel terrible now. It does. The thing is, though, I'm obviously Carol's. We're both looking at comments and questions and things like that.
You missed it.
And you do miss
Oh yeah.
things what the tutorial, the guest is saying and stuff like that. And I do feel bad, but obviously I'm looking at the camera angles and making sure everything's in the shot and looking at the comments and everything like that. So we do this.
I won't take it personally.
Thank you. I'm glad about that.
In fairness, you know what, Laura and I so many times afterwards say we should have a go at that.
Oh.
And we just never did get a
Just
chance,
take
do
a
we?
chance. No?
No.
I know. Right, so we've rolled it out, a bit of corn flour. Like the roses, press firmly, give it a wiggle. Like so. Get that out of the way, and then, right, there's a couple of things we're going to do, and it doesn't really matter which order you do them in. And again, on the tutorial, it tells you everything. So this is just a veining stick. Carol sells these. It's a gem veining stick. And you can see you're just rolling it over the petals, and it's giving them that
little effect.
like veins, yeah. And this bit, you do want to do this on your hardboard. If you do it on the petal pad, because the petal pad is soft, you've got to press so hard to get the shape of the image on there. Right, so we're doing that, and then we're just going to use the ball tool around the edge. And you can be fairly rough with this because it's just thinning it, giving it that little frill, like that. And the last thing we're going to do is just slice down in between the petals. And actually, it would be even better.
Yeah,
if
you
did
did it
that
on the board.
What
did you just say?
Sliced?
That's it in alphabet, and I can't draw a straight line either. But you get the idea. Now, with the peonies, we don't turn them over. That is the biggest difference.
I got
Everything
that last
with the
time.
rose, you turn them over. This time we're not. So I'm going to pop it on there. And like we did before, I'm just going to wet the centre. And this time I'm just doing sort of 3 little lines on the on each petal. These are a bit, in some ways, the peonies are a little bit easier. They're a bit more free form. They're not quite as structured. They're just sort of a frilly mess, and you can hopefully see on there if I wiggle it the right way.
Perfect.
You'll be able to see the light catching the water. So like we did before, ball goes through the middle, hold it nice and firmly underneath, and then here there is no correct order to do this in, so you're just going to take a petal, lift it up and fold it over the top, and you can see there how tight I've folded it on. You can do a little bit of water underneath there to hold it in place. You're going to take another one, fold that over, and again you're doing it right tight to the ball. And another one, same thing, fold that down. And another one here, just on top, and another one just there. So like I said, there's no special order for doing this. You can press the back down like we did with the rose, and then I just go round, and if I need the odd little bit of water here and there just to hold those on, I do that. And that now, just like that, is your peony bud. And actually I quite like using them just this side. They're like a giant filler.
Yeah. I was going to say, just like that looks quite nice, just popped in, doesn't it?
So I'll pop that to one side, and I'm going to roll out another one of those again.
I also think with that being all like ruffly and everything, you don't notice so much.
No, I love peonies. I think they're just so pretty.
I know I went round my garden every year, go around my garden in May and take pictures of all the peonies. And John goes, why do you take pictures of them? So I don't know, I like them.
But they hardly last though, do they?
They come up and then before you know, what I get upset is when they flop over and they're sat on the grass, and then I'm there lifting them up, balancing them on each other like that. And he's going, what are you doing?
It's such a shame. My friend's got an absolutely huge peony bush in her front garden, and I don't know, it sounds awful, she does not appreciate it at all.
Does she not?
It was there, it was planted in the garden before she moved in, and every time I go around I'm like, oh my god, it's gorgeous. She's like, I don't do flowers. She literally leaves it to grow, and it does its own thing. But
do you know it grows better when you leave it alone?
Yeah.
It does. I've got 5 peony bushes in the garden, all different colours. They're lovely, aren't they, Charlie? Yeah. And we have them as they've got coming up the steps as well, so they're there on the steps.
I see the most.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to go around that edge again. I like peonies, I think they're beautiful. So like I said, it doesn't really matter which order you're doing this in. All you need to do is just make sure that you've softened the edges, added your veins, and sliced down in between the petals. So we're going for a frilly mess. How are we doing time-wise?
We're on 1 hour, just touching 1:20.
You're all right.
It does go
Live,
quick.
Quick.
Georgie made me laugh last night. We'll just do a quick live. So she said. So I said, how long do you want? So she said, an hour. Probably be less. You won't mind, will you? So I went, no. we get to the hour, she still hadn't finished. So she said, how long have we been? I said, an hour. So I've never seen a rush get a hat on and everything else so fast. I said, what about the belt? Oh, we don't need that. She had to get down the motorway.
Yeah,
She's looking. She wouldn't be home till 1 in the morning, and she got the grandkids to look after today.
Oh, bless her.
I know.
Right. So we've got 3 little lines on there. Again. And then we're going to pop that through the middle. And again, there's no particular order. It's just that as you lift them up, you just want to do that, and you're just going to use your hand to kind of stroke them, if you like, and you're just curling it over. Like that. Yeah, and like I said, no order, so you can tuck one inside, one outside, whatever you want. Press it down at the back, and again, just got them curled over like that. And then what I do sometimes is I will go in with a pokey tool, which in this instance happens to, it's a Dresden tool. And then you just so I've prodded them out and I'm just curling them over. So you've got that ball, because that's how peonies open, isn't it? They're a tight little ball, and then they sort of unfurl in this flurry of frilly petals. So that's us to start with. And you can, like the roses, you can fiddle away with these for hours and hours. And actually what I'm going to do is I'll show you how to do like I said, it's a slightly different style of one that I'm quite fond of at the minute. That it's a little bit smaller than the giant ones, but they just look really pretty. So we're going to do...
So just show that giant one again, because you're going to, it's there. So this is her giant one, so just,
That's it.
Perfect.
Beautiful. And then we're going to do a bit of a twist on this one, aren't we?
Yeah.
Good.
Because
So if they keep following the same method, what you've just shown them now, they're going to end up with that, aren't they?
it is. It's so like you said, you get a tutorial that you can download that explains
Yeah.
it.
But you have to use the 2 cutters for the big one.
Yes.
Yeah. So it's not like the rose, stick them in the same one.
No.
Paying attention, Laura. We're getting it, Laura.
Yeah, and
Next year we might know what you're talking about.
I do the reason that I do them in pairs.
I didn't mean that rude. It sounded really rude.
Oh no, sorry, I know what you mean. Don't worry. I've spent enough time here. We're good.
Do you enjoy coming there? And then you have to put up with us at the shows as well.
That was grand. Right, what I'm going to do is I will prepare this one just quickly so it can sit and have a little bit of time to dry, and then I'm going to show you something else that will make what we were just talking about make even more sense, hopefully.
Just while you're doing that, there's a couple of people asking what paste you're using. So Natalie's preference is Squire's flour paste, which we sell in 1 kilo bag of white. We also sell it in the smaller packs, which comes in colours as well. So it's your preference. Natalie's coloured this herself. So Natalie's used a bit of Colour Splash pink, and then she's mixed pink with white to make the pale pink for the peony. So that's, again, that is total preference. We were saying at the beginning of the live, the paste that you use is a personal choice. It's the same with sugar paste, modelling paste, but it's having a go at it and getting used to what you like. Obviously, the more experience you've got, the thinner that you can roll it, the more you can play about. You know how much you can stretch it, you can push it to its limits, for example. But just give it a go. Like I said, we sell Squires on the website, and we also sell the Renshaw flour and modelling paste and the flour paste on its own. So just purchase 1 or 2 maybe and just give them a try and see how you feel with it.
Sorry for the kettle.
It's alright, I'll let you off.
Natalie, do you want a brew?
I was going to run my mug up.
Eh? Do you want a mug up as well?
Please.
I was going to take the mug away, and then I thought, no, there's a rose dangling underneath. That would be all I need to do, smash the rose off.
Yeah.
Right, what I was going to show you quickly is why I use them in pairs now. So these are the 4 sizes of the cutters. If I started off with a ball like this that I can cover with this size of cutter, by the time I'm then using petals this big, it's not going to look like anything on earth, because it's not in proportion.
It's drowned it, hasn't it? Yeah.
And this is the thing. So I think if you watch people that model, like with Georgie, or you have Zoe Fancy Cake
Yeah.
here, don't you? She's brilliant. You know, these
Yeah.
people that do that. Which, like I said last night, I can't do people. If I try and make people, they look affected, as my mother says. Thank you, Mum. But it's all about proportions.
Yes.
If you made a person and you did it and their arms were only this long, it's not going to look right. If they're that long, whatever.
Yeah.
Flowers are exactly the same. They have proportions, and it's about looking at them and seeing, well, how big is the leaf in proportion to the flower? How
Yes.
big is the petal in proportion to the centre? Whatever. If you started with this on a tiny little ball, like, in fact, look, it's like this. If this was the sort of the size of the centre, and then you put this petal on it like
Yeah.
that, it doesn't work.
No.
So that's why I split them into pairs. That being said, I do encourage you to experiment. The thing with peonies, there are so many different styles of them, and they really are, they're a frilly mess.
Yeah.
They are just a frilly, petally, pom-pommy, glorious mess. So if you did 3 of these and 2 of them, or you just did these on an even bigger ball, you can make an even bigger one, or you can just use this one. Or you could use the 2 middle sizes for something in between.
Yeah.
Do you see what I mean? It's not
It's not a hard and fast rule, is
no.
it?
Whereas with the roses, you do
Yes.
need to do this one, then that one, then that one, then so on, you know, to form that sort of interlocking pattern. With the peonies, just like, have at it.
Yeah. Have a go. Just
And
have a go.
enjoy it while you're doing it.
Yeah. Absolutely.
So there you go, that's my little soapbox moment about flower proportions. And it is funny though, because I can see it with plants and flowers. I can see and figure out what the important bits is. I've never been able to do it for faces. Whether I'm painting, drawing them, making them. Whereas some of the people that model, it's incredible how they'll have a little face and then.
Some people can make the most amazing faces,
Yeah,
can't they?
and they'll just tweak the smile slightly.
Yeah.
They'll just do some
Eyes
slight to an
or-
eyebrow, and suddenly
yeah.
it goes from being like quizzical to like angry face,
Yeah.
and then do something else, and
Yeah.
it's just so malevolent, and I
Yeah.
think it's amazing. But yeah, no, not not something that I have been blessed with at all. Okay, so we're just same thing. We're going to attach them, and I'm sure you can guess what I'm about to say here, which is that you just want to leave them a little bit more open.
Yeah.
And again, there's no specific pattern at all. You just want to get them on. And just make sure, you know, they're overlapping each other a bit and that. So once you've got them like this, again, take that away, press them down at the base, because you've got the polystyrene ball
Yeah.
in there, so that's your strength. And then here again, look, do you see? I'm just curling them back in. And that is the important bit there. It's just getting that curl inwards. Again, you can go in with a Dresden tool, a ball tool, a veining stick, a cocktail stick, a teaspoon, a biro, whatever you want. But you can see you're just looking just to make
Yeah.
sure that you've got that nice curled inwards pattern on it. And with these, again, what I would tend to do is just that they do like to have a little bit of drying time. So at this point now, I would probably leave it, and especially because it's so damp up
Yeah.
here, just in case anybody
All right,
didn't know.
Natalie, all right.
Damp in the north. No, I'll take it a bit. No, because we're just getting to that time of the year, aren't we? We're getting
Yeah.
to that time of year where it's going to start raining on Tuesday, and it won't finish till the 7th of January.
Yeah.
Oh, it's horrible, isn't it? But yeah, so sometimes you just need to leave things to dry a little bit, and
Yeah.
it's just so that you've got safe and structure and stuff. I've got so next week or the week after, I don't know, end of this month, a friend coming to stay from Australia. So she is Australian, and I met her when she was living here, and then she went back 7 years ago and broke my heart completely when she left.
Who was that?
A friend of mine.
Oh,
Really
yes.
did. But she's coming to stay with her partner and their little boy, and I'm so excited. And I said to her on the phone the other day, I said, "Oh, you're bringing a coat and everything. Have you got a coat for the kid?" Or I said, "If not, you know, we can go and get one." And she said, "What do you mean?" And I said, "Well, it's the end of September. You're going to need your coat and your
Yeah.
valise." And she said, "Well, no, it'll still be summery." I was like,
No.
"Mad." I think she has forgotten enjoying life on, you know, they're on sort of the east end, like the Sydney Brisbane way, something like
Yeah.
that. I think she has forgotten the extent to which it can be, you know,
Horrible. Yeah.
just
It's
wintry so quickly.
the problem is as well, but it's so unpredictable September here because it can have really nice days. You know, t-shirt and jeans kind of weather, and then again you can be absolutely freezing, and you feel like you want a full-on winter coat. So it is a real hit and miss one.
That is it. Do you know, again though, talking of weather, so I know that in I think we've got a few ladies from Australia watching. So hi Kerry, if you're with us, bless you. You said you're going to set your alarm.
Oh,
I am very flattered.
We have very dedicated watchers. We always have people from overseas join us. Louise Johnston normally joins us. I'm not sure, I might have missed a name. But yeah, we have people from America who join us, Michelle Ahern. We have really, really dedicated watchers, and you know, you obviously have your own followers that then jump onto our live as well. Fantastic. It's really appreciated.
But yeah, where you are in the world will change it, because of course some places, I know I've chatted to people who are in Australia or in the States, sort of in the south.
Yeah.
A lady from Singapore, where their weather is super humid.
Yeah.
Which on the one hand causes an awful lot of problems. On the other, if they're lucky enough that they've got air conditioning, then at that point you're in complete control of your climate. Yeah. So it ebbs and flows.
Absolutely.
And I know I'm going on about it. It's just I get a lot of messages from people saying, "Oh, it's so sticky, or it's this, or it's that."
We got it.
Yeah,
we're wet up here.
Yeah. No, but it does make a difference when you're making things. Yeah.
No, my daughter's an Australian. She doesn't do any cake making at all. But Ella loves cake making, and her mum, my daughter, has to help her sometimes, and she gets really frustrated because they only play with buttercream. Yeah. But the buttercream is melting for fun.
Oh God, yeah.
And like she's like, "Mum, for God's sake, how on earth do I get this sorted out?" She said, "I'm making one cake at a time, decorating one cake at the time, and having to put it in the freezer, so in the fridge."
Well, and do you know what? I know a lot of people have done this. I've done this as well. If we get a warm summer, or God help us, a warm and humid summer.
Look what's happened here this year and last year with the 2 heat waves. Yeah. Everybody's gone into meltdown. The sugar paste has gone wrong. The buttercream's gone wrong. Yeah. And I did classes this year, and I'm very big on you do not put the nozzles back into the fridge. Yeah. But even I've had to say, because you've got 10 students in your class, the body heat alone, then a heat wave, and the butter's just melting. And I'm having to say, I'm sorry, but we're going to have to put the nozzles in the fridge, which is I don't want to say that because it's not the right thing to do.
But this is,
you've got no choice.
Only with experience can you adapt. And the only alternative you can do is become nocturnal. But I don't know if people would want to turn up for a class at 10 o'clock at night, you know.
That'd be interesting. 10 women coming in on a drive at 10 o'clock at night to do a class.
It is. I remember one year, it wasn't last year, it was before that, because we used to live in a flat and it would get so warm, honestly. It was the whole thing was like a greenhouse. We were right on the top of the hill, so there was no shade anywhere. And becoming nocturnal, that I would get up at like 4 o'clock in the morning to work between 4 and 10, have an afternoon nap, do my personal stuff in the afternoon, and then work again at 9 p.m. when it had cooled down. And it's just, honestly, nobody outside of this industry would ever think that this is what it takes to get
madness
cakes out. Okay, so I've got one more here. Done it, wetted it, all the same as we did before. And this time again, you're attaching them on, and just making sure that they are a little more open and a little bit looser than they were. Right, so we're just going round, and that's the last one there. There we are. And then press the bottom down. And again, you're just keeping them curled in. You can go, and if you've squashed it a little bit too much, you can go and just open it back out with a pokey tool of choice. Like that. And again, you can pop him upside down just for a little while. And the thing is, actually, something else that I always say to my students, flour paste is way stronger than you think it is. Like you can properly tug them, move them, stretch them before it breaks without any problem whatsoever. So you can do what you've got to do. And then we've got that. I'm going to put him aside to one. I'm going to put him to one side to dry. Yeah. See if I can get it to stick just long enough to show you quickly. But I will probably leave him there. Yeah. Because I just really like these sort of. They're rose-sized almost. Yes, yeah. So these can be this size. It can be a little bit easier to get on your cakes because they're not so big. This is the second biggest one.
Yeah.
It's the, hang on, it says on the packet what size they are. So that is the 12 centimetre, the 120 mil. And this, we've just done it with 4 of those. That's it. So it doesn't have to be a big,
Huge, yeah.
it's not a big commitment, you know. You can have a go, you can start small and sort of work your way up. So, right, I'm going to pop him upside down to dry over here. And, right, I can bring back the rose. And do you see now he's set?
Yeah,
It's
much
sitting
firmer.
there.
Yeah.
And again, you can go in and have a little play and a tweak with them and just get the petals.
Stunning, isn't it?
Thank you. So I'm going to pop some petal dust on this. Now I am a little bit obsessed with petal dust.
Yeah.
If anyone has seen me critique, demo, talk about anything really, I am more than a little bit obsessed.
Yeah, it seems to be your favourite bit, that you really like blending and putting
really
colours
do.
together, don't you?
And do you know what?
But in fairness, I will say, after your last session here, when you did that beautiful yellow rose, you can see why,
yeah.
can't you?
Yeah.
Because I think it brought out, but it was amazing how many people in the group did a yellow rose with
Yeah,
twinges of orange
that's
on
it.
afterwards, wasn't it?
That's it. Well, and it's always funny. So when I do that class, the one that's over here, this cake, it's got loads of, as you can see, loads of really bright colours in it. And when you've got sort of 3, 4, 5, 6 students doing it all at once, and me, the dust goes everywhere.
Yeah.
And there's always this bit at the end when you come to clean up and you wipe the cloth over it, and it gets worse before it gets better.
Yeah.
And there's always this bit inside of you that goes, please, gods, can the gods just let this clean, that I haven't destroyed somebody's kitchen or studio or whatever it is, that one day I'm going to come across the surface that I can't get it off of again. It is going to happen.
I've ruined my worktop down there with that spray glaze.
Oh, the glaze is
Yeah.
something else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've just bought a cleaner and I need to try it and see if that'll get it off.
Right. So I've got a couple of the fractal dust here, and again we're working pink. So I've got so this one's a kitty nose pink. For anybody that doesn't know, I do like cats. And actually, just for sake of, because we're waffling on anyhow. So Carol, you said about how they're nice pictures in the book because they're
Yeah.
just pictures of me. So my favourite one.
Oh, the one.
And we ummed and ahed about this so much, but decided, sod it, we'd put it in. Can I stick it under here?
Yeah.
Look,
But
that's my
I
bow.
think that's so lovely because that's you,
Yeah.
isn't it?
So she's a little bit grumpy.
She's a
little
short
bit-
cat.
Yes, Bo, she's
Right,
mine.
because I watched a live at your house, and did you have next door's neighbour's cat come wandering
yeah,
in?
Yeah, no, so she was out calling for him.
Yeah, because she was calling for the cat, wasn't she? So funny. Did you see that live? Natalie did one at her house, and because it was a hot summer's night, they had the windows open.
Right.
Just sweating.
Yeah. And the neighbour come up. What's the cat called?
Cody.
And all you could hear was his voice going, Cody, Cody, Cody.
Brilliant.
And Chris is like, you can see him on the camera panicking,
Scrambling.
and Natalie's trying not to zoom
Because
in.
that was the day when he started with the camera facing the other way around.
Yeah.
So he started with his big red sweaty face right here. Oh man, well, he gets it, do you know what?
He
learned
gets
the
some
hard
stick,
way.
that
He
man of
practiced.
yours.
Having done that, he will never get
Never
that
do
right.
that again. No.
But do you remember the first live he did? He filmed your socks.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. Do you know what the worst thing with that was that someone had then commented, oh, nice stripy socks. I was
Yeah.
thinking, oh my God, are there dirty socks in the corner? Have I just filmed a live with piles of dirty washing around?
He was that far back from the table, and there he was filming your socks.
I do, yeah.
But this is what happens on the live. You've got no... You
But
think
the
you've
clue
covered
is live.
everything, but
I
you
know.
haven't.
That it's genuinely live.
Yeah.
So if
Yeah.
something goes wrong, it goes
Yeah,
wrong, and
absolutely.
there's not really
Poor Chris.
anything that you can do about it.
No.
I know, I love Christopher. Hi,
I
Chris.
know.
Right, so yeah, where were we? Kitty Nose Pink, that was where they started.
I thought you said keep your nose pink then.
Kitty Nose Pink.
Kitty nose pink.
It's all downhill from now.
Why is she saying kitty? No, it's coming to the end,
This
isn't
is
it?
it, yeah. We're getting to the end. This is it now. The
And yeah, they're all loving it. Go on, get those
Sorry.
thumbs up. I keep notes again. Isn't Natalie doing a fantastic job? And I know lots of you have got it. You've all said you've got it. You newbies, if you haven't got this set, you want to buy the set. Laura, flash up that set. So Natalie's showing you this amazing set. It's a complete set. All you need to buy is a rolling pin and some sugar paste and a bit of
That's it.
water.
Flour paste.
Flour paste and a bit of water, and away you go. You're going to make these beautiful roses. And follow this session because we've concentrated on this, and then go and look at our other YouTube sessions where she shows you how to colour and all the other bits.
Yeah.
Right, so first top tip with these is that you can test it underneath.
And these are your fabulous new brushes, aren't they?
They are. So these are, so, alright, we've got a set of
Each on back in.
Set of 4 of them, you can see I've used some of these. I love them, it brings me absolute joy that they're here and they have the name on them. They are absolutely perfect for dusting your flowers. So I'm going to use the big one with the rose. These are great for doing your roses, your peonies, anything big areas that you want to cover. This little one here is great for doing detail on leaves and stuff. But the two that I was really chuffed that we were able to sort of track down and get made are these, because do you see that they're round there, like there. They're also round from the top down.
Ah, yeah.
So that means that if you've got like a little filler flower, or if you were doing, say, the cheeks, the blush on a model or whatever, you can get just like little dabs right in the centre, because it's rounded instead of being flat like this.
Yeah.
So as a set, they kind of do all the things. So now I'm chuffed with those, which you can grab them on the website. So I'm going to go use the biggest one, and they come just by the way, they don't come multicoloured. That's because I've been using these for a while. They come white, which again I was dead keen about making sure that we had white bristles so that you can see what colours on them. Because if you start off with something that's got brown or black or whatever bristles, then it makes it harder to know what you're doing with them. So what I'll often do with my flowers is before I commit to a dust, I tend to just try a little bit on the back. And I don't know if you can see that shimmering there.
Yeah, we can just about pick it up. It is hard on the camera, obviously, with the light to pick it up. But the dust that Natalie uses when she's used it on the flower makes such a massive difference for the definition. So highlighting it, shading it, things like that, it's fantastic, and it really does make a difference.
And this one is Fractals.
Is it rose? No.
It is, but I think this must be one of the...
Is it a different lid?
I think...
What does it say?
Yeah, I
Do you want me to check? It should
have
have the name on the pot.
It does.
No, on the pot label as well.
They do, and I can't see it. Fractal colours. Dawn pink, this one is.
I didn't think it was rose.
Which is one of the Super ones,
says,
isn't it? Because
yeah.
it's pearlescent.
Yes.
That was what tipped me off.
Yeah, if it's Fun Dustic, from the Fractal colours, if it's Fun Dustic, it's all matte colours.
Yeah.
And if it's Sue Pearl, it's all
They're
the
shiny.
pearlescent ones, are shiny.
So we're going to go for the pearlescent one. We're going to do pink and pretty and sparkly.
That's good.
So,
Talking the Fractal colours, just sorry to interrupt, these are all safe for all allergens. So they're suitable for halal and kosher diets. They are suitable for vegetarians, vegans, and they're all fabulous.
they are indeed. So we're just going to take that nice big brush and we're just going from the outside in. And hopefully, once I'm done, you guys will be able to see. And it should be just catching the edge there. Which, do you know what? Tell you what, talk amongst yourselves for a second because it's
Shall
not
I get a
quite
puffer
showing
for
up.
you?
So I'll just grab another colour. Oh, you can do. They're not going to be eaten. So
okay.
it's,
I always laugh at Natalie because she blows on them, but she's quite right. They're not edible flowers, so you can.
hang on. There's too many choices. Let me just find, where is the box of those ones, and I'm going to find. So look, we're going to end up with a little bit of colour mixing in here anyway. I can't help myself, as you know. So I just wanted this, so this one's just, this is a claret, it's called. Oh, I can't open it. Alright, no, we're not going to
Do you want me to open it?
What is it? Why can't you open it?
I just couldn't get my fingers to do it. There we go. Right, we'll go for burgundy instead. And I just wanted something that was a little bit darker than our rose. And I'm just going to mix some in with that lovely shimmery pale pink. And that is simply so that you guys at home can see it. Because otherwise, it's not quite so much fun for everyone. Right, so hopefully this time, if I can grab that, it will show up on the edges. That's it. And do you see? So you've you're just darkening the edges just ever so slightly. And the thing with dust, you just want to go easy.
Yeah, build up, don't you,
Yeah.
slowly.
So just
Because a lot of people
little
just
bit at
like
a
to
time.
dip it like me when I first had a go. You know, stick the brush straight in the pot. Can't be doing with any of that tissue lark. But you should do that tissue lark, shouldn't you? You should build up slowly.
Yeah.
Tissue
Well, it just
lark,
means
yeah.
that you can
Got my own
control-
words, Laura.
You can control the colour, and I'm just like we said, just keeping it nice and simple on this one. So it is just ever such a little bit of darker colour on those edges. Just a little bit of definition, and that's just because, like we said, we decided we were going to go back to basics for this one.
Yeah.
So it's just a tiny little bit. And this is something, if you're sort of new to petal dust and you would like to know more, there's lots about dusts in my book, but partly because, as I say, I am completely obsessed, but also because it does transform your work. So there is, for each of the cakes, the projects at the back, it goes through which dusts to use on which flowers and how to apply them and everything, so that you can kind of build up that full spectrum of colour. But can you see, so we've got the slight sparkliness and just those ever so slightly darker edges, giving it just a little bit of definition.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
So it just takes a few moments to do it there.
It does make a difference though, doesn't
Yeah.
it?
Yeah, it makes so much of a difference. Right, so I'll pop that one just there.
We'll have to save that for something special, won't we?
Gorgeous.
Bring it in view. And again, these are, you'd normally let them dry overnight so that they were nice and solid by the time you do it.
Yeah.
Obviously, we don't want to keep you here till tomorrow.
No.
Not keeping you here till tomorrow. So this one, because it was a little bit
I've got
powdery.
enough of our regulars saying their husband hears me talking every Monday. I don't think he'd be chuffed that I'll be actually jumping into bed and sleeping with them all night, just so you can do a dem in the morning as well.
So
Don't mind, love, I've just got to keep the live on while the flowers dry.
this one here, can you see that I'm just very, very gently just catching across the top of those petals? Because I think with the peonies, they're not quite, they're softer, aren't they?
Yeah.
So I like to, quite often I'll keep the colours just a little bit more simple.
Just face it to Shelley for a minute.
Mm?
Can you see that flower okay?
Yeah.
You try not to cough, Shell.
Sometimes.
It's horrible that. It's always when you're doing something like this where you're sat in the cinema or the theatre
Yeah.
or whatever.
You
Yeah.
get a really bad
And then you try not to cough, and then it just gets hotter and hotter and hotter and sweatier, and it's
Horrible.
horrible.
Then you need to get up and move everyone while you go to the loo.
Yeah.
A big coughing bout.
everyone. That week I had really bad hay fever and I sat here trying not to
Yeah,
sneeze and sniffle. It was horrible.
And do you know what? I think let's keep it simple, like we said. What do you guys reckon?
It's beautiful.
I think it's stunning.
I think so. It's just that little bit, you know,
Yeah.
just a tiny bit of definition.
And everybody loves it as well. Come
Yes.
on, get those thumbs up, get those
Beautiful.
love
We've
hearts
got,
going. She's
honestly,
worked
the
hard.
comments are fantastic. We've got
Yeah.
beautiful, stunning, so impressive, so simple but effective.
Guys.
The dust really does make a difference, and it is sometimes hard to see on the light, but you can see the difference of the definition
Yeah.
now. That's perfect shot.
Yeah, that is a perfect shot.
They're absolutely stunning. And the dust is personal choice. So the shades that Natalie's used is personal choice. As you've seen, she's actually mixed two different colours together completely.
Yeah.
And the difference it makes is fantastic. So again, have a play around with the colours of the dust that you've got. Mix a couple together. And this is what we were saying before, even just using the cutters and your flower paste, just have a go. It's really simple, it's very straightforward, and it's all about playing around with what you've got and what you want to achieve. But there
That's
we go.
it. Experiment.
Yeah.
Be brave. It's just sugar. If it doesn't work, stick it in the bin. Have another go the next day. You know. And
I don't think I could stick it in the bin.
No.
Well, that's it. Or
Do you find you just all hang on to
Just,
stuff?
There are times, even
That's it, that's
now,
perfect.
when I'll have a go at doing something and I think, God, no, that's not right.
Yeah, yeah.
So, you know, put it to one side and,
Just
and
before
go
I
again
forget.
tomorrow.
Sorry, just before I forget, the little tub, the jar that's just in view there is petal
Oh, that,
base.
yeah.
Sorry, someone asked me before and I completely forgot. So it's called Petal Base. It's by Peony.
You see it?
And we sell that on the Sugar and Crumbs website. So Natalie was saying at the start of the live, if your hands are a bit sticky or if you know, it depends on the humidity and everything like that. A lot of people, you know, guest tutors that we have swear by Petal Base. You only need a tiny little bit as well, just to.
And it's got a nice vanilla smell as well.
Yeah, it does smell nice.
Does it actually? It's all right.
But that's called Petal Base, and then the pouch is the cornflower
You
pouch.
see it under there?
Yes.
Yeah, and then the pouch is the cornflower pouch, which comes in a little tub like this.
That cute little man.
Yeah,
I
that cute
love
little
him.
corn
I
on
love
there. There he is. So let's just tell you a few things then. So thank you for joining us. Thank you, Natalie.
No, thank you.
Are you dying to get home tonight?
No, I'm
Had enough of us now.
I've moved
She's
in.
driving down the motorway tonight. Don't even stay in another night. She's done 3 nights as it is. She's had enough. She's going. So a big thank you to Natalie for joining us in the kitchen, giving you this free demonstration as per usual from the Sugar and Crumbs Kitchen. As you know, we're all about showing you the tools that we have on offer. We're hoping that you're going to come over to our website and do some shopping with us. All Natalie's Porter stuff you can buy off our website. She doesn't sell it via any other seller. So
Apart from myself.
apart from myself, but we're not bothered about that. We're talking about Sugar and Crumbs. So I only tell you about there when we're out of stock. But Natalie knows that we're a great supporter
Yeah.
of her product,
Oh, yeah.
and she is very good and supports us very well as well. So it's a two-way thing. But in fairness, we do only show you products we really believe in as well. And you know, we like people to come along and show their product to you, because when they show it to you and take the time out of it, Natalie believes so much in her product, and we believe in it. And even though I had to go once on a live with you, didn't I? And it was all right. And that's the only one I've
Actually,
done.
find that one on YouTube. So I did it, I demoed it by showing Carol how to
Was
do
it the last live that was? It the one before?
I think it was the one before. I might be wrong.
She's been here that many times. I think she's moved in. Give her the key next time she comes. Yeah, just let yourself in there. So,
But no, do, and it's just like we said before, I can't stress it enough. Have a go. Don't be frightened of it. I think it's just, it makes me so sad when people are like, oh, I'm a bit frightened of it. Don't be. It's sugar. Have a go. Enjoy it.
makes me sad when I hear they've
Practice.
still got it in the drawer.
Yeah.
Yeah. So do have a go,
Yeah,
because this
do.
session was all about not doing anything else, showing you how to use it. And you heard that even Laura and I picked up on something tonight. And to be fair, Laura and I always want to have a go at all the things that come in, and we stock all the products that we like. So everything on our website are things that we really like, things that we believe in, you know. And this is why we asked the tutors to come over. We asked Marion Frost from Patchwork Cutters to come over, Karen Davies to come over, Molly Robbins, Natalie to come over, people to come over. And then we also invite the other people over that aren't selling a product just to do a demo, to show you how to make buttercream, how to make ganache and things like that. So it's all for you. It's all completely free. You know that we take, you know, Sugar and Crumbs, put this time and effort in there for you. And in return, we hope that you come and shop with us. That's what we ask. Every order over £20, we pop in a free gift. It's always icing sugar, but now and again we pop sprinkles in or other bits of things in. So just to let you know what Natalie is selling, we've got her brushes. Okay, they're a set of 4. We have her ball tools, pink. Okay, we have her mats, pink. These are the fractal colours that we've used today. Her book is amazing. If you haven't got this book, please invest in this book, because this is fabulous. We have broke the bundle apart now, so Natalie's going to try and put all the bundle together. But there's 7 items in the bundle, isn't there? So you got the support pad.
Those bits. So yeah, support pad, both sets of rose cutters, the peony cutters, some balls to get you started,
And a water brush
run
pen.
out of fingers, and a water,
Water brush
pen.
pen.
So yeah, everything you need apart from, what did I say, apart from a rolling pin and the flour paste.
Yeah, make sure you buy that. So just to let me reiterate a few things that's going on in the kitchen. I don't think there's going to be another live this week, mainly because I'm trying to sort my office out again. And anybody who's been to my house, where my personal office is, where Maria and Shelley work as well, everything just gets dumped into our office, so we're having a bit of a jig around this week. So Maria is ever so happy that she's going on holiday on Wednesday, so it's just me and Shelley who's got to sort out the builders and everything. So, and all the mess that's in there. We're going to try and get some organisation, okay? So we're going to do that. But then on Friday, we've got Christina and Valerie arriving from the Queen of Hearts. I showed you this before, but any of you who missed it, they're doing 2 classes. So let me just pop that under there. So can you see from there, Laura, or do I need to push it in a bit further?
Yeah, a bit further.
No, can you zoom in on there? Is that fine? Don't need to zoom in, or is it too high?
Turn them round though.
So I'll turn it round.
Yeah, that's
So
it.
the girls from the Queen of Hearts, so Valerie and Christina, they're most amazing girls, aren't they, Fab?
Yeah, they're lovely.
We see them at the shows. They're 2 lovely girls, and they're going to show you how to do these properly. In fact, Laura, just pass us one of those cakes there that they've done. Pass us that big one.
This one.
The next one.
This one.
Right. What they can do with buttercream is amazing. But this class, if you want to learn how to make flowers, look at this. I'm not talking about Natalie's flowers, I'm talking about buttercream flowers.
That's amazing.
But look how fabulous that is as well. So we're not doing that as a class, but we're doing this as a class so that you've got lots of designs and variety. And then you can move that over onto something like that if buttercream is your thing. So I would certainly say, can we do one of the classes?
I'd love to.
You've
come
said that
and,
before, haven't you?
Yeah, do
Yeah.
flowers but with a different medium. I think
Yeah.
this is just lovely.
Yeah, it's fabulous. So the spaces are available. We've also got the hand painted class on Sunday as well. So the space is available on that. I know it's short notice, but I just thought if you can make it, try and get on it, because the girls won't be back here now until maybe late next year before they can get back, if they can. They travel all over the world, so it's very difficult to try and pin them down to get them here in the UK. So when they're here in the UK, you know what, we have to get hold of them while we can. So I'm sure you're going to love learning how to make those. I know everybody who's been on this class before with us has gone home really, really pleased. Then what else, Laura, have we got to tell them? Offers in the offers box.
Yep.
All
New
the summer
arrivals.
sugars. Yeah, all the summer sugars are gone. And if they haven't gone, they're going out as freebies this week. So we're getting rid of all the summer sugars. Few flavours that are discontinued won't be coming back. Now, don't message me, they're not coming back. John has made a very clear line. We are not bringing some of the sugars back. Sorry about that. But unfortunately, we have to get rid of some stuff and bring new flavours in. The winter flavours are coming in now, if they're not already on the website. They're not on the website
Not
yet? No. So I think we're releasing them just in time for the cake show, aren't we?
I'm not sure.
What John's doing yet?
No.
We never know what John's doing, actually.
No.
It's a different story from in the morning to in the
Yeah.
night time, isn't it? So we have to just wait.
Yeah.
And then, but what we have done is, John has said I've got to clear some stock out of the warehouse because we need to make some space for new things coming in. And so if you go to the offers of the week, you'll see that there's loads of goodies in there. And as I see things through this week and next week, I'll just keep piling it all in there. And then we can have a good clear out. And then we can have a look at what we've got and think about some new lines that we want to bring in. Yeah? Anything else we should be saying, Laura?
No, I think that's it.
No?
Just very quickly, for a couple of people who have missed bits of the live, don't forget you can catch up when we're finished. It will be pinned to the top of the Facebook page, and it also gets transferred over to YouTube. You'll also be able to see the brilliant 1-minute videos that Maria and Shelley do the footage for, so they will also get transferred over to YouTube as well. And if you want to purchase anything, like I said before, just head over to the Sugar and Crumbs website, which is sugarandcrumbs.co.uk.
See how nice she says that, don't she? We're perfect.
Just going to record it for you, and then you can
I know,
just
I think
play
you
it all the
should.
time.
Do you have it written down, or do you just?
No, she just says it. She's so good, honestly.
Lovely.
So anyhow, that's us done. Okay, so like I say, oh, you will see us because I'll be popping up to do a little live after Valerie and
Oh, at the
Christina's
class.
classes,
Yeah.
to show you what they're doing.
Yeah.
And I might even pop up with new products, but that's impromptu, but there's no other fixed live. So
Don't
anyway,
hold us to it.
Yeah, don't hold us to it. So a big thank you to you,
Thank you,
Natalie.
Al. Thanks for having me.
It'll be next year before we see her here in the kitchen, but we will see her at Cake and Bake, and we will see her at Cake International. For you guys who want to go meet her, go and say hello and hi, and spend loads of money on a stand, but buy it here first.
Absolutely.
So that's us done, yeah?
Yes.
Cheers.
Thank you very much, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.
Thanks, Laura. Thanks, Shelley.
Bye.
Bye.